toes in an attempt to stimulate his nerves following an accident that left him in a coma. This is your dream girl, Dunaway.
You got to be in a coma, though.
Zhao Jinkin suffered severe brain injuries and multiple fractures 2019 when he fell around 6 meters while rescuing a child trapped on a warehouse roof. Zhao used his own body to shield the child during the fall, leaving the youngster unharmed when he landed head first. Doctors told Zhao's family his chances of regaining consciousness were extremely slim. His wife quit her job as a kindergarten teacher, became a full-time carer while she was also selling her paintings online to support the family. As part of his rehab, doctors advised Song to stimulate his fingers and toes to encourage nerve recovery. She later said she noticed a slight reaction after accidentally biting one of his toes. I don't know how you accidentally bite a toe.
Accidentally did it. My bad.
But this prompted her to continue the routine for years by covering his foot with plastic bag before biting the toes. I guess she thinks it's so disgusting.
Woo.
Wow. Now, Song also spent years talking to her husband, massaging his limbs. He first started opening his eyes in 2024 before continuing to regain limited movement and speech. According to this, he can now understand speech, raise his hand in response, and briefly stand with the assistants as his recovery continues.
Yeah, good for her, man. What would you do for the person you cared most about in life to get them back and maybe get them some feelings?
Yeah, I wouldn't need to bag the foot.
Yeah, I mean, that's a wife right there, buddy.
Yeah.
She was dedicated to get that man back.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Don't forget our friends at Champy's, providing you great tailgate food in less than 30 days. In fact, 23 days until you get a little high school football regular season action. So you can get back out there and enjoy Champy's Chicken for the high school or the college tailgate, or for watching at home as well as Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew right there. That should be a whole lot of fun coming up this season. Before we get out of here, baseball trade deadline is upcoming. It looks like the Braves are going to get a Tigers pitcher, according to projections. Just not the one the Braves fans want. But it's still a pretty good guy. Casey Mize is being projected as a future trade target that the Atlanta Braves may end up with. According to CBS Sports, they project Mize to be on the block as well, along with Skubal, the big ace. You would hate this if you're in the National League Central. Right now, the top team expected to get Skubal is the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mm. I mean, he's pretty much automatic, isn't he, right now?
He's coming off of an injury earlier this year, but he's back, getting closer to automatic.
Yeah, I mean, Milwaukee's already got the best pitcher, on the planet right now.
And Mizorowski?
Yeah, it was easy to say last year it was Skeens and Skubal, but Mizorowski, I mean, it's just complete domination every time out.
And Mize has battled some injuries, too. I know this because I have both of these guys on my fantasy baseball team.
Of course.
And and Blake Snell, who is about to come back. But the Tigers, give me Forrester's mic. You expect Skubal's last start was yesterday, right?
Yeah, they expect so. Last start before the deadline was yesterday. They kind of, the way that it ended, it seemed like he was kind of saying.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
When you trust a doctor with your life, they owe you proper care. If medical negligence left you or a loved one injured, you deserve answers and compensation. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys have recovered over $2 billion for their clients harmed by medical errors, misdiagnoses, and surgical mistakes. They fight hospitals and insurance companies so you can focus on healing. Don't wait. Medical malpractice cases have strict deadlines in Alabama. Call Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
A live show now on a Monday as we work to a new week. NFL camps full throttle now. We get an NFL exhibition game going Thursday night and the Hall of Fame game. College camps opening up here in our area, just down the street. UAB's out there. But Alabama, Auburn, all the SEC hitting the field this week. So we're 26 days away, and you can feel it in the air. Ready for some football. We'll talk football. Roman Harper on our show today. He'll start hour number 2. That's 10 Central if you're listening to us live. Hour 2 if you're on your podcast with us today. Like, subscribe, and follow us on social media at Next Round Live. LT and DMB with you going. Thanks for helping me out on Friday. I've had a couple of times recently. I haven't been able to go to sleep, like, at all. Just didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, that was me last night. I
You couldn't do it last night?
Probably got 2 hours, and it wasn't like it wasn't like stress. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I just get thinking about something, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's 3 a.m, and now I'm tossing and turning. And then it's 6 a.m, and I'm like, that's right when I'm falling asleep at 6 a.m. I'm like, I'm gonna text the guys and see if they'll let me off work today.
Well, of course,
and it's so odd that your friends or your bosses, you have to text them to make sure, hey, is it okay if I'm off today? And Lance gives me a sure, which is not real. I'm always the guy now says, sure, is that an okay, or is he upset at me? So
which one were you? Were you upset at Jim?
No, sure is.
Sure. Is it okay?
Sure is 6:30 in the morning. I'm walking the dog.
Yeah. But you know me, I feel guilty.
Yes, I do. Yes.
I feel guilty about missing work the time.
And yes, the same as sure, but yes is like maybe even more pointed.
But here's the thing with Dunaway. If you'd have said sure, that is awesome, Jim would have been like, well, now he doesn't want me there.
Yeah.
There was no win in that response.
Thin line.
Yeah, there was no win in that response.
That's why God made emojis.
I was wondering, because I don't know any men that take off for their anniversary, but I was wondering, so it had nothing to do with your anniversary.
No, eventually I needed to get at least 4 or 5 hours of sleep because there were things I was going to have to do throughout the day.
You got to mow the grass on your anniversary?
Did you finally get to sleep?
No, I did. I slept. I think I slept 5 hours.
You turned the show on and put you to sleep.
No, I woke up at 11, and then we went and had a nice lunch, and then we did a little golf, and then we had a nice dinner. And great weekend.
I am the exact
28
opposite.
years.
I'm the exact opposite of you guys. Every single night of the week, I'm fighting sleep. Every single night.
Oh,
like I'm fighting sleep. There are nights where Jennifer's like, "Why don't you just go to bed?" Well, I want to watch the rest of this game. Baby, you have been asleep for an entire quarter.
That's me at 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Because I don't get the proper sleep the night before.
Yeah.
A friend of mine just got back from Las Vegas, and he brought a can from Tommy Chong. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong's dispensary. And it looks like an energy drink, and it's called a Tommy Palmer, which is a
take on Arnold Palmer with weed.
It's tea lemonade with THC in it.
Okay.
I'm
sure the Palmer family loves that.
So I didn't sleep well Saturday night. Went to church Sunday morning on very little sleep. So I got home yesterday afternoon and I'm watching baseball and golf and it's split screen, and I sip on that for a little bit. And Maggie said she came up to my sports room 4 different times to check on me, and she was, I'm just kicked back with the biggest smile on my face, sound asleep.
Is the stuff that strong?
I mean, the Willie's is.
Yeah.
What is Willie's?
Willie's Nelson's.
Willie Nelson has one too?
Everybody's kind of getting in this. It's almost like everybody had their vodka or tequila.
Yeah, now
everybody's got the
THC.
THC. Now, Tommy Chong was one of the first on the scene, and obviously Willie's been smoking for 90 years. But I haven't had Tommy's. I've had Willie's. I've got Willie's in the refrigerator. It'll knock your ass out. Because I don't measure. Like a lot of people.
One can will get you.
Well, one can would probably, it would knock you out.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I've got a bottle of it now, so I don't measure it. I'll just throw it in with some limeade.
Okay.
And just roll with that. But, I've got a thing called nowadays, they're 10 milligrams. I had some 20 milligram drinks. There's a lot out there.
Well,
right
that
now.
whole can is 20. And you know me, I barely dabble in anything. I hadn't had an alcoholic drink until we went to lunch the other day for our anniversary in a long, long time. So I'm sitting there and I poured poured a whole cup, but it was half the can. So I figured that was 10, and it went down really quick, Brent. It tasted just like an Arnold Palmer.
That's when it gets dangerous, when it goes down quick.
Yeah, I don't know if you would want it, because if you're fighting sleep all the time, depending.
I may never wake up.
I think most of these drinks at best are hybrids. Most are indicas. Like there's no sativa out there that's going to kind of wake you up a little bit.
Yeah. So everything is designed to
Just relaxing,
chill you,
get
yeah.
a little buzz,
Yeah.
get in the mood.
4 hours. I slept 4 hours, and she was like, I kept walking in, and you just had this smile on your face. What were you dreaming about? I was like, baby, it felt like I was asleep 5 minutes.
Yes, I was just watching the golf.
It just went by quickly.
Yeah, the
so-
goal line stand.
No, I don't want to replay that. I'm afraid he'll get over if you do it
He
again.
scores in Jim's dream.
Oh,
Hey, did
dear.
you wake up in 60 Minutes was on? What were they talking about?
Brown,
Yeah,
I did
I
wake
know
up
you
and
did.
60
That's-
minutes was on.
I know that's the only way.
Yeah.
Jim's always like, I saw this on 60 Minutes. I was like, oh, you fell asleep at the end of the golf? Did
Yeah.
you?
What were they talking about last night? It was AI.
Let me guess.
It was
Iran or AI? One
It
of the
was
two.
AI something, man. It was
Yes.
AI something they were
Fauci.
talking about.
Yeah, Fauci, Iran or AI. That
It
good
was
one of those
AI
things.
something.
Yeah.
I turned it off, though, very quickly. All right, ready to go. College football, a ton to get to. We'll do our 40 and 40. Before we jump into our headline today, let's hear from our friends at Central State Bank Browning.
It is this bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have. They're large enough to meet all your needs, small enough to know you. It is Central State Bank. The reason this is the case, they're a community bank. They're based right in Central Alabama, the location near you, 6 locations throughout Central Alabama. Everything from buying that first car to starting that dream business, they can be with you every step of the way. And the people that are making the decisions that impact all of that are people in this community. They are people that go to church with you. Their kids go to school with your kids at the same ballparks. All that is what you get from a community bank. Central State Bank, large enough to meet all your needs, small enough to know you, member FDIC.
All right, so wait a second. Is this a new month? Is it August?
It is August,
is.
August 3rd today.
Oh, well, we
Yes.
can't talk headlines until we see calendar. It's
New
calendar
month,
time.
new month up.
Yeah, here's August. Brownie's August payoff from the bracket challenge, the rare one that I won this year. And, we've seen July. Brown's got to do a calendar.
It's got to be themed, and this was, for me, the most difficult month. I mean, when you think August, you think,
Back to school. I would have, if I was you, I would have dressed.
thought about it.
I would have dressed in a Britney Spears back to school outfit.
Wow.
I had forgotten. I didn't see the July one.
You were on vacation.
Oh, okay.
You never saw the
Now, do
July
you
one?
use
Yeah.
AI at all for these?
I have to for the background.
Yeah.
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 It's AI background.
The background's going to disappoint you.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean, I'm sure Scott's got it.
Scott, do you have the July too? No, here's August.
yeah.
So it's brown on the beach. What's your think, LT? I do love the spray. What's it called?
Airbrush.
Airbrush.
Now, those
Love
aren't
that.
real. You did not get real airbrush T-shirts.
I did not. No, that was
I was
also
about to say,
AI.
man, that
Yes.
is a commitment right there.
Yeah.
What is the one on the left? Ryan and Jennifer.
Yeah, PCB 2026. Didn't you get one of those back when you were dating a girl
Yeah.
in 6th grade?
I survived Club La Vila. I
That's
like
right.
that.
Airbrush.
Yeah.
Here was July, Lance.
Here's July.
Oh, Scott's got it too.
So what do you think? What do you think?
July was better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No doubt.
guys,
Yeah, and I think he
August-
might have used AI for his figure there
Yes,
in July.
He did not. I would not know how. I would not know how to do that.
I said the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
It was well
Well, Brown's
debated.
never lifted a weight in his life.
It was well debated when
I thought he had a home gym.
I do, and I use it.
There's a little bit of weight to a golf club, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why the green screen AI background bothers me in this. I don't know.
Because you were going to be bothered no matter what I did. Anything I did, you would have been, that's just not good enough.
you
I
own
mean,
that
I
hat?
did the drive to 30A and take the photo.
if I had driven to 30A and ridden the back of a humpback whale in the golf, Jim would have been like, a whale, not a
That
shark?
would be pretty impressive.
No, not for Jim. It wouldn't.
But
It'd
do
be
you
a
own
whale,
that
not a
hat?
shark. Huh? Well, yeah, I bought that at Walmart for the picture.
Okay, well, I didn't know. You don't own the shirts. I guess you could AI
Well,
the hat, couldn't you?
I guess you could. But I
That'd
bought the
be a
hat at
little
Walmart. That'd be harder. I mean, the shirt is just a white shirt. I do own the shirt. It's just a white shirt, and I said airbrush,
Will you ever wear that hat again?
I mean, I threw it over where all my yard work stuff is, but you know what I haven't touched in a while?
Yard.
Yeah, the yard work stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess it's in my garage.
I mean, it would look good on the beach if you guys go to the beach next time.
Okay,
Take
I
it
will
with you.
make sure that I get Uber regulated this week.
Okay.
I keep forgetting about it. That reminds me about the bracket challenge right
I
there.
actually just got an email. This is not a joke. Shout out to Luke Greer.
Yeah.
He says, not sure if I've missed an update on when LT's challenge will take place. Do you have any update on that? Or have y'all already done it? Do you have an update on that? Because no, Luke, we have not done it.
No,
You
I
haven't
can do it
missed a
this
thing.
weekend for sure. I mean, how long do you think it'll take me to get approved by Uber?
I mean, it should come back same day unless you've got like
okay.
a real bad driving record.
That's kind of scary that Uber's like,
Great background check.
you're good to go.
I just
Same
think that's
day.
how quick background
So we
checks are.
Googled him. We didn't find anything.
Yeah.
He's not wanted for anything.
That's right. There are no
this
warrants.
will be fun. I will try at some point later today. If they officially let me roll as an Uber driver within 24 hours, to me, that is a problem. But we hope it's that
Well,
easy.
that's how they work.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
No,
long
I-
as you've got a car and insurance and you're not like actively wanted by Johnny Law, you're good to go.
Okay. I will plan on doing it Friday or Saturday night. I don't know whose help I need. I know we're going to do it live. We're going to stream it live, so I might not need any of you guys. I mean, how's that going to work?
That's StreamYard.
Well, I mean, I think you're going to need some of us.
Some of
yeah.
it.
We'll get to
Yeah.
the technical stuff off the
Yeah,
air.
but
uh,
you'll need us.
here's a if we ever do bracket challenges again, here's one that we do not want to do. Forster, did you get that one from Blitz Sports? I'm sorry. They paid off of the of losing their fantasy football league last year. The guy who finished last had to actually enter a bodybuilding competition and wear the outfit.
With the bronzer.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
That is fantastic.
So there's
Yep.
basically dad bod in a bodybuilding contest.
Look
with
how
her-
dark those
I know.
dudes are.
So anybody can enter one of those things.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
like,
You pay the fee.
Yeah, they'll just take the money. That is
Well,
spectacular.
I mean, this isn't the national championship, Brown. You know, this is probably at the local
yeah, it's local National
the
Guard Armory.
Pensacola Civic Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anyone can enter them because we had a high school teacher who got kind of into bodybuilding but wasn't very big, and we found out he got into one.
Yeah.
And we found the photos online and printed them. And
Of
hung them
course
up
you
all
did.
over
Yes.
school.
Yes, as you should have.
Bro
you need to
lost
find
his,
other things he was getting into.
Bro
He's
lost his
bodybuilding.
fantasy league and had to go into a bodybuilding competition,
That's
and he did it.
That's really good.
No,
Yeah.
this is unique, and that's
Yeah.
the problem. Ours, I think, has run its course. I do have one that I think would be incredible.
Okay, so we're going to talk ourselves back into this. Are we?
No,
So this was the end.
I
This
don't
is
want
the
to
end.
throw it out there yet because it could get manipulated if we decided to do it.
Okay.
But it would be very, very unique, and I think it might be a punishment to some.
It would be to me if you're taking your shirt off.
Has nothing to do with taking your shirt off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jim's back in.
Why is that your go-to? Like every year.
Well, that's my biggest fear: shirt off in public, being caught on camera.
That's your biggest fear.
But aren't you the guy that cuts grass shirtless?
I did at one point, Lance. You know, not at this age.
Yeah, but has your physique changed in the last 30
And
years?
you introduced yourself to listeners at a nude beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was years ago.
Yeah.
No, you
But
got
that's
your
pants
meat
off.
out with
pants
drinks.
off. I've got no problem with. It's shirt off.
So as long as you're like just walking around like Winnie the Pooh, you're
Oh,
good.
Yeah, you're Donald Ducking it out there.
You know, it is funny. I was going to talk Winnie the Pooh on the show today because it was our anniversary weekend. Why is it that it's okay for your female partner to throw on a sweatshirt, get out of bed, Winnie the Pooh, and get in? It's no big deal. But when a guy does it, it's a horrible look.
Well,
But it's cold in our building. It's cold in our place. And so if I'm getting out of bed to go get some water or something,
yeah.
that,
Man, the visuals you throw at us.
Yeah, you really do. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to think about that, Jim.
well, we have a long joke in our 28 years of marriage. This will get me in trouble for saying this, but
Everybody back out. Everybody back out.
Keep going.
It's in Animal House where the Sutherland guy,
Donald Sutherland playing the professor.
yeah, he walks in the morning after,
Terrible look.
yeah, and he's got a sweater on, and he reaches for something on the top of the shelf, and it pulls up, and he's got no pants on.
Yeah.
So I've done that to Maggie. I bet 150 times.
Oh, God.
Intentionally, I'm like, she'll be sitting on the couch, and I'll walk in at 6 a.m, and I'll walk over. I'm going to get a cup of coffee, and I'm like, intentionally, I'm like, hey, is my coffee cup way up here?
Gosh.
Just for that scene in that movie. And she's like, that never gets old. She says that sarcastically.
Yeah.
It's been old a long, long time. All right, let's get to what's going on in college football. 26 days away from the kickoff. Brought to you by our friends at Innisfree. Countdown to kickoff, 26 days, your game day tradition. Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. 26 days until kickoff and camps opening up. Part of our HooverToyota.com drive-in today, I said, and I think this to be true, of everybody that covers college football, from Maine to Los Angeles, from Seattle to Miami, and everywhere in between, all the flyover states and everyone in the SEC.
Alaska and Hawaii?
So in Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico.
Okay.
If I said majority or minority, if you just did a straw poll of everybody, Alabama playoff team, majority of people would say Alabama not a playoff team. Am I correct about that?
Yes, you are correct about that.
Yeah.
How big a majority do you think it is? Do you agree? You think it's a majority?
I would go 60-40.
I think it's a majority. I would 60-40 or more.
Okay.
Well, I'll put it this way. I'm looking at an article that ESPN put out today. It's 31 teams that can win this year's national championship.
Well, they got to be in that
Well,
one.
how deep do you think you have to go?
Do you remember that used to be 12 teams, and since Indiana, it's gone to 31?
Yeah, that's true. It used to be 12, and we'd be like, why do they even do 12?
Yeah.
It's really 6.
I mean, 31's silly, but how deep do you think Alabama is on 31?
Well, let me ask you this.
Yep.
Do they throw in like a group of 5? They're automatically in. I mean,
yeah, they do, but I mean,
not in front of
this
the
is
real
to
teams.
win the
Yeah, that's
national
true, that's true.
championship.
I'm going to say Alabama
13th.
is 12 to 15.
I'll go 13th.
17th.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think it shows you like Vegas still believes a little bit in Alabama, 4th shortest odds right now to win the SEC. But the ESPN analytics, I mean, back to the 60-40, 41.3% according to ESPN to make the playoff, to win the national title, 3.7%. They are right in front of SMU.
What's crazy is,
and behind Penn State first-year head coach.
Yeah.
What's crazy is when you look at the blue chip ratio from 24/7, Alabama is still one of the more talented rosters when it comes to high school recruits, the way these players were rated when they were in high school. Now, this counts transfers, just you're going by what the high school ranking is. Georgia has 84% of its roster are considered to be blue chippers. Notre Dame, 80%. This is from 24/7 Sports. Ohio State, 80%. This one surprised me. Texas A&M, 76% of its roster considered to be blue chip. Texas is 70%, Oregon 69%, LSU with its recruiting and its transfers 65%, Miami 65%, Alabama 64%, and Michigan 54%. Those are all the ones that are over 50% roster of blue chip athletes.
And I remember there used to be a story on this every year because there used to be a certain percentage you had to have to win. It was 50 or above.
Yep.
It was every national champion since they had started recruiting rankings.
Yep. Until Indiana.
Indiana has changed every one of these. Like, do you know how many summer, like, okay, we can go ahead and put this in the summer rundown that Indiana changed? Because like stuff like that, you can't even write it anymore.
And you know, after the first year, it was such a weak schedule. They got lucky, moment in time. And then last year, everybody now is saying generational quarterback, first overall pick. Without Mendoza, they don't do it. Without Mendoza, they don't. They don't go 16-0. They probably don't win the national championship. But everybody is trying to make an excuse on why Indiana's good.
But Mendoza would not have fit into this category. He was not a blue chip prospect.
No, he was not.
And that's why this has always been a bit of flawed thinking. Now, on the other side of that, Georgia was what, 80 what percent?
84%.
It is hard to not be really good in college football if 84% of your team is 4 or 5 stars. And that's a blue chip, right? 4 or 5?
Yep.
Well, and that's why, like LSU coming off a 7-6. How did LSU go 7-6? I know some of those numbers are because of the portal this year, but still, I would bet that LSU would have been on this last year.
I would imagine as well. So those 10 teams there, I mean, you feel like there's nobody outside of the 10 teams I gave you. Do you feel like you win a national championship?
Wait, one more time.
Georgia, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas A&M, Texas, Oregon, LSU, Miami, Alabama, Michigan.
I mean, Indiana is the one that's out.
USC.
USC.
Wow, how is USC that low?
Hard to
too?
believe USC
Hard to believe they're that low, isn't it?
Over 50%.
Yeah. I mean, according to this ESPN, they got them 11th best chance to win the national championship.
Do people, back to the Alabama
Was
side
Oklahoma
of
on
this,
there?
Oklahoma's not on there.
I think Oklahoma can win it this year.
Back to the way Alabama is being perceived nationally. Do you think that surprises people that Alabama is still 64% of a blue chip roster, that it's ninth when it comes to the blue chip ratio, that the roster is that talented?
Probably not. Nobody wants to give Kalen DeBoer any credit. So I think people going back to last year, well, how did he win 11 games and go to the playoffs? Well, he had a talented roster.
Well,
so nobody's going to give him credit. And I do think, again, everybody's been waiting on this moment to pounce on Alabama.
But I think the majority of people would react by saying, my gosh, Kalen DeBoer has lost 20% in 2 years. It's only taken him 2 years to lose 20% of his blue chips. I mean, I think that would be most people's reaction to Alabama being 64%.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think those.
Then that's not. I'm not saying that's fair. I'm just saying that's a public reaction.
I think a lot of coaches that would have taken over this program, you lose half a recruiting cycle from Nick Saban, and Nick Saban only recruited those guys.
That's a great point. It's a great point. So that's perception in Alabama as we get ready to open up camps and move towards college football. Once camps start, it flies by. A couple of scrimmages. Next thing you know, we are kicking things off in week 0, and then for everyone else as we roll into September. But we're to August now, and camps are rolling, and NFL preseason's rolling, so a lot of football to get to, and some good stuff in baseball. A couple of things here before we get our first break. We'll do our 40 and 40 in the next segment. The show today being brought to you in part by our friends at Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney.
Shunnarah.com, that is the place to go to when you have any sort of legal issue. You never pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. He is a Birmingham guy. Alexander Shunnarah, born in Birmingham, raised in Birmingham, went to school at UAB, wanted to help his community, and that is why he started his practice some 25 years ago. And buddy, has it grown, man. Right here in Birmingham, now more than 150 talented attorneys under that one roof, 500 dedicated team members under that one roof, and they've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. $2 billion with Alexander Shunnarah. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Before we get to the baseball part of this, there was an acquisition made in the NFL that I want to get Lance and Ryan's reaction to. But Jadeveon Clowney is back with the Houston Texans. He was their number 1 overall pick in 2014. That was a long time ago. But what does Jadeveon Clowney still have? And when you put him out there with Will Anderson and Daniel Hunter, what does that do for a Texans team that is my pick to win the AFC? And I feel like that's becoming a sexy AFC championship pick. What does Jadeveon Clowney still have in the tank, in your opinion?
Yeah,
guys?
I don't think – I haven't heard a lot of people – a lot of people think they're going to win the AFC South. Look, this guy is still a closer. He's going to be a third down specialist. And when you talk about Danielle Hunter and you talk about Will Anderson, that is arguably the best group of, pair of pass rushers you've got in the NFL. And you throw him in. He's been productive over the last few years. 8.5 sacks last year for the Cowboys. Nobody ever talks about Jadeveon Clowney. He's not going to put up the numbers he once did. But I still think it's a nice little piece they added.
He's had 9.5 sacks, 9.5 sacks twice, 9 sacks twice. So he's a guy, and that's been pretty well spread out. He had 9.5 just a couple of years ago for the Ravens. So he's not too far removed from almost a 10-sack season. And to Lance's point, I don't know how you get those 3 on the field at the same time if you ever do. I don't know if they've got any sort of –
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know that you have all 3 of them on the field at the same time, but just having the other one on the field at the same time, especially Will Anderson, that is one of the most feared defenders in all the NFL.
I think you probably can figure out a way, D'Amico can, to get them all on. Will Anderson, you probably line him up anywhere.
Yeah, he could play safety probably the way he plays. But
the interesting thing about Clowney, this is – I know he's going back to the Texans, but this is his 8th relocation during his career. And to me, I think when guys jump around that much, that says something.
Yeah, Texans, Seahawks, Titans, Browns, Ravens, Panthers, Cowboys, and now back to the Texans. That's a lot of teams to play for in just a short amount of time.
Especially for a former number 1 overall pick.
Yeah. It's like Baker Mayfield, man. Baker looks like that gritty guy, but, he's played for a lot of damn teams.
I just Clowney is one of those guys, though, coming out of South Carolina. I thought that is a can't miss. You watched him at South Carolina. That looked like he was going to be the next Lawrence Taylor. And it's just never been.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been good. He's just never been as great as I thought he would be.
Based on expectations, a C career, C+.
And then what everyone's talking about is the Dodgers getting Tarik Skubal in right before the trade deadline, which goes until today. But that was the biggest piece. And It looked like for a second Tampa Bay was going to swing in there and get him, which was going to shock me. But it's a rental for this year as they try to three-peat. When you guys heard Skubal was going to the Dodgers, you initially thought on Saturday night what?
I'm not surprised. I mean, this is the luxury you've got, not only when you can spend the money the Dodgers spend, but also their farm system. I mean, there's 3 really good prospects. I don't know anything about them, but it was the best farm system. Now it gets kind of picked apart. Still probably one of the top 3 to 5 farm systems right now in baseball. But when you've got that luxury and you give up guys to get a frontline starter, I mean, you have 5 number ones when Snell and Glasnow come back. Legit 5 number 1 starters.
Did word start to leak out on this Saturday during the day?
Yeah.
Like it became obvious he was going to the Dodgers because I was asked at the golf course Saturday by a Cubs fan. It's not a Braves fan, so it's not even in division. Or not even a rival, I guess. Certainly not in division. But a Cubs fan, he was like, do you think it is healthy for baseball that the Dodgers can basically go get this guy just to keep other teams from getting him? I mean, is that essentially what happened?
I mean, look, they were still going to be favored. I mean, this is insane. I haven't seen anything like this, I think, since the 99-2000 Yankees. The Dodgers now are minus 125 to win the NL. So they are less than even money to win the pennant. And then they're plus 150 to win the World Series. I mean, these are the shortest odds I've ever seen in Major League Baseball.
Without even knowing the opponent,
With that
right?
all said, man, I mean, look, they set up a luxury tax for a reason. They set up revenue sharing for a reason. And I'm sure you guys have seen this. The floor is as big of a problem as the ceiling is because you got a lot of organizations out there that don't want to spend money at all.
Yeah, they're just cashing checks.
Yeah.
But that's leading us into an offseason where I think the majority of people believe we will not have a baseball season next year.
That's what a lot of people believe. And look, to Skubal and leaving Detroit, he's a free agent at the end of the year. He wasn't going to re-sign with Detroit anyway.
Nope.
They did not have the funds to be able to do that. So, they would rather go out and get 3 prospects. They're not in the hunt this year, and at least they're getting something in return than letting him finish out the season and then, sign away in free agency.
Yeah, the Dodgers will have to re-sign him to keep him.
Yeah, and I do think this is good for the Dodgers because you get him in what people view as the best organization, not only the ability to spend, but locker room, just how they operate. And maybe Skubal over the next 3-4 months is like, damn, I want to come back and sign with these guys.
Blake Snell's supposed to be coming off of the IR here in a couple of days, so he'll be ready for the postseason. Dodgers look good. All this happening while they get swept by the Red Sox, though, who are red hot.
Yeah, the only second time the Dodgers have been swept this year, and the Red Sox 15-1 their last 16 road games. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, what's wild, and this Cubs fan reminded me of this, he was like, the Dodgers are playing keep away with Skubal. That was he was convinced of that the only reason they got him was so nobody else would get him.
I mean, their staff, although they've won back-to-back championships, their staff has been banged up the last 2 years.
And he was
I would venture they re-sign Skubal and move a couple of these parts that have been hurt off the roster.
Yeah, and he said, and the crazy part about this, they don't even have the best record in baseball. It's the Brewers.
Yeah.
And it's only by one game in the loss column, but still, I mean, he was like,
but I mean, it does suck
because he's a Cubs fan. He's like, right there in my own division. I've got the Brewers who aren't even doing any of this, and they've got the best record in baseball right now.
They were in the mix for Skubal.
Well, they didn't get him.
There were some.
Yeah, they were in the mix. I do believe they were the biggest threat, at least up until now, for the Dodgers. And I mean, you look at the Dodgers in a 7-game series.
How are you going to beat all that pitching?
It's going to be nearly impossible. And this should be 4 in 7 years for the Dodgers.
Yeah, trying to three-peat, and that's something we haven't had since the Yankees. Right?
Yeah, and before that, it was the A's in the early 70s. So you just don't see three-peats in baseball. I mean, there's a good chance this is going to happen for the Dodgers this year. I know everybody absolutely hates it, but it's where baseball is right now.
I know Braves fans in our market, Lane Thomas is good, but the reaction I saw was they don't need outfielders.
Yeah, but I mean, they still. I mean, we've got roughly 7 hours left before the deadline. Casey Mize is still out there. Foster Griffin from your Nationals, Clay Holmes, Robbie Ray. I mean, you've got some frontline starters that are still available, and I would be really surprised over the next 7 hours if the Braves don't get one of those 4.
I've seen a lot of pessimism from Braves fans on the Casey Mize deal. I think that's the one a lot of people want, but I'm starting to see, for whatever reason, a lot of Braves fans be pessimistic that they're going to make that deal.
This gives me a little excitement because Skubal starts tomorrow night against the Cubs. Yeah. And this will be like the 3rd game I've watched this year, but I'm planning on watching.
Lance is all in. He got Skubal.
Yeah.
I watched a game Saturday. It was somebody in the Cubs. It was a fun game. at Wrigley, and then I watched the game yesterday afternoon.
Wow,
I
that's
slept
good.
through a game
It's
yesterday
just
afternoon.
With a
crazy.
smile
I
on.
feel like the older I've gotten, the more patient I've gotten. But I've gotten away from baseball. I've almost got like, the kid ADD now where everybody's looking at TikTok and you don't have – it's like 15 minutes and people are ready to jump. I've got that with baseball. I don't know why. And I used to be all in on baseball, and I can't get back there. Maybe it is because it's so predictable now.
40 and 40, the unpredictability of college football will unveil our number 20 team as we move into the top 20 in our countdown coming up on the other side. By the way, I see the smile on his face behind the computer. Congratulations to Forrester. He beat my Rays 2 of 3 this weekend down in Tampa. We played earlier in the year in Chicago, didn't we?
I brought that up on the X.
Okay.
The Rays swept the White Sox in Chicago, so technically you guys won the season series 4-2.
4-2. But no bet between you and me, just gentleman's agreement there.
And you guys are the only two that know that.
Yeah, see you in the playoffs.
Yeah, see you
I
in the
really
playoffs.
enjoyed watching yesterday's game while you were sleeping through it.
I enjoyed listening to Saturday's game out on the golf course.
You listened to the game on Saturday?
Uh,
I mean, what if I'm in that group with you? I'm like, well,
we got to go to music, Jimmy.
We're not listening to the Rays.
Yeah, we got to go to music.
Well,
We
I had
got
to
the
turn it
Rays
on. I had to turn it on real quickly because Forrester had texted me and I wasn't paying attention, and it was a 1-0, and we got to close them out in the 9th. So I listened to that so I could engage him in meaningful text.
I'm sorry your Rays only scored 3 runs all weekend.
Yeah, and still won a game.
And still won a game.
All right, when we come back, college football, the show being brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota. I did the HooverToyota.com drive-in today. You can go check out that inventory over on Highway 150.
Hey, I've got to stop in this week. Service and parts department. This is part of them. They remind you, hey, you need to come in for an oil change. Purchase the car that I'm in or SUV that I'm in back in October. I'm telling you, the red carpet program, they're going to make sure they retain you as a customer for life, because once they throw you the keys, they want to make sure that you're loving the Toyota experience. If you want something that holds its value, something that's safe, something that's reliable, you're going to love the Toyota. Stop in, see Scott Peoples. Our friends there, conveniently located at Highway 150. If you're in the market, new or pre-owned, whether it's car, SUV, or truck, they've got the best inventory, the on-site finance department. Check out more information today at hoovertoyota.com.
And our friends at stormrestorationroofing.com. That's Greg from Pell City. He'll give you that free no-cost roof inspection. All you have to do is call that number on your screen. If you're listening, here's the number, 205-542-3531. That gets you to Greg's cell phone. You can even text him, 205-542-3531. Tell him you want that free, no-cost roof inspection. He'll come out and check out that roof and find out exactly if you have anything going on top. Maybe it's a loose shingle. Maybe it's a crack in a fitting up on your roof, maybe near the chimney. He can let you know what's happening up there and give you a plan to fix it. He does storm damage repair, roof replacement, and so much more. He does it with a smile, family-owned business for over 20 years here locally. He ain't going anywhere. He's got 10 kids. He and his wife, Andrea, deep-rooted, so they're going to take care of your roof for as long as you own that piece of property. 205-542-3531 or stormrestorationroofing.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
The insurance company called. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion for going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
All right, back with you on the Next Round. Roman Harper, top of the hour. Later in the show, we'll see what Tyler and Lance are watching and do a little trash as we always do. Before we get to our 40 and 40, though, I did want to point out that just financially, if you ever wonder about Notre Dame, I saw a little breakdown before you even get into the nuances of anything else that Notre Dame football brings in. Try $97 million before they even get on the field every year. That's what they bring in. $50 million a year with their NBC television rights. $10 million a year with their Under Armour rights. $20 million now with the SoFi patch that they put on, and $17 million that the ACC gives them to play 4 games against the ACC schedule.
I love the ACC just hands them $17 million. It's just crazy. I mean, like, and 2 of those games are at home, right? I mean, they only have to play 2 road games a year for $17 million.
So $97 million before you get into anything else that they do.
Well, here's the problem. And like, I would assume maybe Ohio State and Texas are in that neighborhood, but they haven't won a national championship in 38 years.
Yep.
Like, the majority of our listeners, the bigger percentage right now of our listeners and viewers weren't born when that happened.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. That's the hard, cold facts of it. You're right, though. The Athletic did the college football valuations. What a college football program is worth. Texas is tops at $2.46 billion.
They could sell that tomorrow.
Ohio State is number 2 at $2.3 billion.
Another value.
Notre Dame is third.
Proposal I'd not even really ever considered.
I would rather own the Texas Longhorns because I don't trust Ohio State basketball to bring in anything.
I mean, what has Texas?
What has Texas done?
Bring in?
I feel like I can sell more gear with that Texas Longhorn on it.
This is SEC talking.
Yeah.
I mean, I would tell you, like, if they were both up for bid and we got one or the other, I would be happy getting either one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm probably with Lance. I've got more faith in Ohio State being the long-term great brand than Texas. And some of that's just national champion. Ohio State's going to win you some national championships. Texas isn't.
Well, Notre Dame's going to be the safest bet.
Well, it is, but imagine what Notre Dame's...
You're not going to win a national championship.
Imagine what Notre Dame's value would be if they had Alabama's success over the last 25 years.
Oh,
I mean,
crazy.
that value would be just incalculable what the value of Notre Dame would be.
Before we do our 40 and 40, the show today being brought to you by our friends right there at Urology Centers of Alabama. 70 years of great care. We tell you this as a public service announcement for guys as you age from your 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, and that window right there, prostate cancer is so prevalent nowadays. Your prostate health is huge. It impacts every man in America at some point, your prostate, as you get to your 50s and 60s. But get a baseline early on and let the folks at Urology Centers of Alabama keep an eye on you every year to make sure you're there with early detection. We just had a story a couple of weeks ago of one of our viewers. Because of Urology Centers of Alabama, him listening to the show, something was a little different. He went to UCA and they found cancer very early. And now the prospectus for him is nothing but positive because of the early detection. Make that your story if you ever battle prostate health by having early detection with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. 10 great locations here in Central Alabama, 70 years of compassionate care from prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between. 205-930-0920, UrologyCentersAlabama.com. One more thing, though, before we do our 40 and 40 today. It's an ACC stat. Darian Mensah last week was named the ACC Offensive Player of the Year in the preseason, voted on by the media.
Okay.
And he's the preseason Player of the Year. No problem with that, right?
No, not at all. I mean,
it could be a Heisman winner.
Yeah, if you didn't go with Mensah, you probably go Malachi Toney right there on his team. I mean, I really don't know another direction you would go. I mean, there's some, a guy like C.J. Bailey from NC State.
Yeah.
Yep. Miami has 4 offensive players on the first team, 3 defensive players on the first team. And as we transition to our Hoover Toyota 40 and 40, I got one more stat off of that ACC team. Tell us about HooverToyota.com, and we'll do our 20 and 20 team today.
Yeah, if you are in the buying market right now, go see our friends at Hoover Toyota. They'll roll that red carpet program out for you, conveniently located right there on Highway 150 in Hoover. For more information on their on-site finance department and that great inventory, HooverToyota.com.
All right, our 40 and 40 team, as we do the poll voted on by you, our listeners, at number 20 today. Here comes a very familiar logo, the Clemson Tigers, and at number 20, voted on by you guys, the lowest they've been since we've been doing this, and they had just one Clemson Tiger on the ACC preseason offense. They had 3 on defense, but 1 on offense. That was Bryant Wesco. No lineman, no quarterback, no running back, just Wesco at wide receiver. Their preseason star power is down. That's why they're 20th on our list.
Well, look, we got burned last year. They were preseason number 4 in the AP. Forrester had them winning the national championship, and they're coming off their worst record since first year. We did a show together in 2010, coming off 7-6. From 2011 to 2025, 13 of the 14 years were double-digit wins. Dabo coming back for his 19th year. He's only had elite quarterback play a couple of times. You go back to Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence. Is Vizina going to be that guy? Local guy is going to get the opportunity. He's got size. They talk about the live arm he's got. But this will be the lowest they've been ranked in an AP poll since 2011.
Here's what Dabo says about Chris Vizina from Briarwood High School. He's waited his time, and now he is QB1 for Dabo.
Man, CV's been great. He really has. I mean, listen, I know y'all write about it. I know y'all talk about it. We have fans that talk about it. At the end of the day, you got to make decisions. When you can't make decisions that please everybody, and if you want to fail drastically, try to do that. And we made a decision that, we weren't going to go and get some shiny, object at quarterback. Well, we understand that. And if it doesn't work out, we're going to be just raked over the coals for that. But you got to make decisions that you believe in. And, we always do what we think at Clemson is best for our team, for the long-term health of our team and our organization, et cetera. And there's a reason why we had confidence in the decision that we made. And that's because we're there every day. And CV has earned the opportunity to go be the starting quarterback at Clemson.
I don't know if he's going to be good. I don't know. He's a complete unknown. But I do think this day and age, if you sit and wait for a couple of years, your stock is as low as it could possibly be. Like, everybody just assumes, well, if you didn't hit the portal, you must not be very good. But to Dabo's point, like, they could have gone and gotten something out of the portal. Is it better than him? I don't know. But if he backs CV, as he calls him, Vizina, and loses, it's I'm not saying he's getting fired, but I mean, Dabo can't continue to do 7 and 6 years with bad quarterback play.
Yeah, look, and I think Clemson fans, when you speak to them, I think they're very optimistic about Chris Vizina. Much like Alabama fans, if Austin Mack was to start, he's sat for 3 consecutive years.
Yep.
I think Alabama fans would be like, okay, like, we'll get behind this Austin Mack. We think he's going to be really good. The one thing I do know about Dabo is his coordinators are good. Chad Morris is coming back as your OC. Now, has he lost a little luster? Probably, but still, there's going to be familiarity there. Tom Allen's coming back for year 2, and the defense went from 69th overall to 55th, so there was improvement there. You lose your best player in Peter Woods, but when I look at the schedule,
manageable.
If Dabo is not playing Miami in the ACC championship game, it's on Dabo.
I
He
agree.
has completely lost the fastball because they're going to be favored in 10 games.
It's a manageable ACC schedule.
It comes down to quarterback play, right?
But you had that with Kate Klubnik.
Yeah.
Like, at this time last year, there wasn't any NFL draft analyst that didn't say Klubnik was going to be a first-round guy. He completely disappeared. From the momentum he had at the end of 24 going into 25, it completely fell apart. But no SMU this year, no Virginia, no NC State. I know people don't think that's a big deal, but those are the second, third, fourth, fifth best teams in the ACC.
You host Miami, which is good, but your other conference games, North Carolina at Cal, Virginia Tech at home, at Florida State, at Syracuse, Georgia Tech at home, at Duke. I mean, that is not a back-breaking ACC schedule there.
Yeah, and I've got them a dog, hosting Miami. I think they're going to be obviously a dog at LSU to start the season and then home to Miami, but I think they're favored in the other 10 games.
I played golf with a Clemson fan yesterday, and I told him I'm closer and closer to pulling the trigger on Clemson over LSU.
So you had Clemson and the Cubs, or same guy?
That was different days, different guy, different days. But yeah, I told him I'm closer and closer to pulling that trigger on Clemson over LSU, and I can just. And he's like, "Really? You think we're good enough to do it?" I was like, "I don't know if you're good enough to do it." I said, "But just follow me here." Like, I mean, I think by the end of the year, by what I mean is, in the year, LSU could be the better of the two teams. But first game, all the emphasis on Kiffin, all the emphasis on, Dabo's dead and buried and gone, to use Dabo's words and Nick Saban's former words. All the attention on one and not the other. And then Dabo sits up in that coffin, comes back to life. They spring the upset, little uneven performance by LSU. I could see it happening. I mean, that's just kind of the way college football works. And boy, I want it to happen because I want Lance's Monday reaction to Dabo's postgame interview if it does. Dabo on ESPN.
Well, win or lose, he'll give us some gold. So I thought you played with a Virginia Tech fan over the weekend.
I did. That was Saturday. I play a lot of golf.
Did you play 36 at any point this weekend?
I played 36 Saturday.
Were you at the ACC media days? Is that where you played with all these fans?
No.
Here's the soundbite that Brownie's talking about. Cut 13, Tyler, from ACC media days, the one that we've already played this once, but it's just too good not to put this on repeat. This is classic Dabo.
We've won close games. I've had some 12-0 teams that were 4 plays from being 8-4. All right, and so we didn't win the close games. We didn't finish in the fourth quarter. We didn't run the ball effectively. We played the worst pass defense in my coaching career. So that's my fault. But it's football stuff. It's football stuff. And so that's our focus. We got to fix the football stuff. You get what you earn. It's not what people predict. If it was about what people said, what they predicted, we win the league last year, we go to the national championship. All right? That's what I tell these guys. And this year, ain't none of y'all going to pick us. Ain't none of y'all going to say anything good about us. It would, I've been dead. I'm gone. I think I'm still here. We didn't do the football stuff well enough last year. And, we got everything we need. We don't have to make any excuses. And so we're going to get what we earned this year.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying Clemson's the better of the two teams. I'm just saying the way college football goes, I can close my eyes. And
by the way, 3 double-digit losses last year.
Yeah.
3 double-digit, and you lost to Duke at home last year.
Difference in that first game, Brownie, other than home field advantage, is you got a guy that started roughly 20 games.
That's right.
As a starter and quarterback for Sam Levitt.
And CV's making his first start in Tiger Stadium at night. I mean, that's a terrible place to make your first start. I don't disagree at all with that.
Yeah, and that's what concerns me.
I think he did have a start last year.
Okay, my apologies.
Yeah. CV did?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think against SMU. Let me check.
Yeah, but it wasn't his team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't the full-time starter. You're forced in, and I do think you're correct about that.
Look at these numbers. I forgot about this. They lost by double digits to SMU at home. But he was 29 of 42, 317, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
That's pretty good against a good SMU team.
Oh yeah, like if you, but where Clemson is, you talked about the perception of Alabama and where they're going to be. Like of those 31 teams that can win the national championship, where do you think Clemson was in those 31 on ESPN?
I don't think they were in it.
The way you're talking, they're not in it.
They were 29th.
29th?
Yeah, and they gave them
so there's a chance?
A 0.7% chance to win the national championship. Right now at DraftKings, you can get them, if you put $1,000 down, you won $110,000, plus 110 to win the national championship. That is crazy how far Clemson is fallen.
I agree.
That sounds like something you would go do.
I would not.
That's our 40 and 40 team today. Clemson in at number 20, voted on by you, our audience, and us up here. We do it every year, counting down to kick off one team every day, brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota. Viewing menu time brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision. What is Tyler and the crew watching?
So we sat down at dinner Saturday night, local restaurant, and Dr. Michelson and his wife were next to us.
How about that?
And so a couple we were with, he got LASIK a decade ago, and he's already wearing contacts. And so we struck up a conversation with Dr. Michelson, and Dr. Michelson's getting him in this week to find out exactly what is going on. Dr. Mark Michelson, the best in the business, first to perform the LASIK procedure in the state of Alabama in 1995. Make the phone call that I made in 2003, 205-969-8100. When you make that call, ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She is going to hook you up with that hassle-free consultation. You got nothing to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
Alrighty, so before I get into what I'm watching today, go check out the next reel. I finally got it out. It's our Jurassic Park watch party. It was a lot of fun. Brown's reaction to some of the iconic scenes in the film are hilarious, and you definitely want to check it out, so go watch that.
Yeah, I really, as I went and watched, I shuffled through it a little bit this morning as I was doing that. I really appreciate Brown reenacting the Sheridan Stone episode. That was really good, Brown.
I haven't seen the shot.
There's a lot of legs.
Oh,
in that shot.
Hey, a lot of legs.
He takes shots at Dunaway for never liking anything, and it's legitimate. But at the same time, watching your review after the fact on just how average it was, I wouldn't stop if I'm scrolling. And
I wouldn't watch it again. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a fine movie. It didn't blow me away. But I didn't see, to be fair, had I seen it in theaters in 93, 94, whenever it was
93.
out, it's probably a totally different experience. I would not deny that.
Do you remember, though, when it came out? Like you and Jennifer were dating, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you just never decided to go see it?
I guess not. I don't know what kept us away from it, yeah.
I mean, I guess it was actually...
I didn't go see a ton of movies.
How old were you then?
93 is when it came out.
Yeah.
93.
You went to see the In the Line of Fire.
I did. That was 94. Threw up in the theater.
And not even close to the movie Jurassic Park.
Well, you don't know that when you're going in, though. 93, I would have been 17.
17. So you and Jen in your teenage years?
Teenage years.
Is there a chance that Randy Brown and Jen's mom and dad think y'all went to see Jurassic Park?
Well, that's possible, Jim. I do not know.
Y'all went and watched the...
the movie was a special event.
Watched the stars, the movies?
Yeah, we weren't loaded. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't see it.
I do wonder how much longer we've got in the theaters.
What's that?
I wonder how much longer we've got in theaters.
Like the theaters have.
Well, I'm just talking about like... Unfortunately, you never got to experience going to a Music Land or a Sam Goody's or a Turtle Records.
Oh, the theaters are at 2019 numbers right now.
Yeah, this has been a great summer for theaters.
Great summer, but I just don't know if it'll hold.
Yeah.
Just with streaming, I just think it's going to be too easy.
The Odyssey's brought a lot of people.
Did you ever think there was going to be a moment in the music industry where you wouldn't go into a brick and mortar and buy?
No, I mean, I never, I couldn't fathom everything being online.
Well, there's also no place where you can like listen. You go and listen to the music before it's available on streaming. Like it comes out on Spotify. Like new releases hit, right at midnight on Fridays.
That's right.
So that they can maximize their sales numbers.
But I mean, the new Spider-Man is getting rave reviews. I assume you're about to talk about that. It's a must-go see, I'm being told. And that's packing theaters, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. There are.
So you just have to do this 10 times a year.
20-plus screens.
That's all. I tried to go yesterday. It was only front row. And so I'm going to wait till next weekend.
Like it was triple-digit numbers, millions. Whatever, it was 51 million for Odyssey this week. It was $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
It's the second largest opening of all time or something.
Yes. So Brand New Day made $360 million just domestically. Worldwide, it got $927 million.
Wow.
So it's the biggest domestic opening ever, beating Avengers Endgame with their domestic total of $357 for their opening weekend. And it's the second biggest global opening in film history, only behind Avengers Endgame, which had $1.2 billion first weekend.
Yeah, look, I know it's a special year. This is atypical, though. I'm just saying for convenience, because now people are going to start to get the 100-inch TVs because the price is going down so much. So when you've got a screen that's the size of that right there in front of Tyler,
have room for a 100-inch.
Well,
TV.
you do, but if you've got it, don't go to the movies again.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you can buy a first-run movie for $40 instead of going and spending $100 at the theater. People are going to start doing that.
Well, why are you going and spending $100 each time? Get the membership, spend $20 a month, and then it's not an issue.
People have other things going on, though. It's really difficult for a family of four to be able to go to movies all the time.
But I do think there is something about going
How
to
often
the
are you
movie
going with
for
three
the
other
experience.
people?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I had kids.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there is something about the movie experience. I don't think
going
it's just,
out. I mean, just on a date, and as Brown pointed out, it's the easy date thing. Let's go to
oh
dinner
yeah,
and
let's go to a movie. Yeah, I got 2 hours. I don't have to think about anything. Yeah.
Yep. I would recommend Spider-Man Brand New Day, though. I absolutely loved it. I've already seen it twice. I might go see it again tonight.
Wow.
Because the other option at the theaters is AMC's Scream Unseen. This is an unreleased horror movie. It'll be rated R, hour and 30 minutes. Most likely going to be Eli Roth's Ice Cream Man, where a suburban town descends into madness when a mysterious ice cream man serves sweet treats that turn children into homicidal maniacs. I'm not an Eli Roth fan, so I wouldn't care to watch that one.
I mean, he's never done anything good, right?
Hostel was probably his best, and I don't like Hostel at all. The other option it could be is It Ends. Out for a late-night drive, friends turn onto a never-ending two-lane hellscape surrounded by untold horrors and cosmic forces beyond their understanding. Crammed inside a Jeep with miles stretching infinitely ahead, they face a choice: embrace their new existence or fight to escape it. So it's demon road trip movie. So I'd probably watch Spider-Man over those. Netflix has added a movie I missed out on in theaters called Asphalt City. Follows Ollie Cross, played by Ty Sheridan, a young paramedic assigned to the NYC night shift with an uncompromising and seasoned partner, Gene Rutkowski, played by Sean Penn. The Dark Knights reveal a city in crisis. Rutkowski guides Cross as each 911 call is often dangerous and certain, putting their lives on the line every day to help others. I've heard pretty good things about it. And then finally, Tubi has added Rush Hour, Rush Hour 2, and Rush Hour 3 to its catalog. And those are always a great time.
Yeah, I got suckered into the Idaho murders on Netflix this weekend because I thought there was going to be like new revelations. Did you watch, Forrester?
That is now the third documentary I've watched just on that case.
Okay, I didn't know much about it at all. I still, it seems like pretty much, door shut, who did it. But how they didn't call 911 for 8 hours blows me away.
That does sound ominous.
I'm with you, though.
Yeah.
Open and shut.
Yeah.
And that's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. Roman Harper will join the show in hour number 2 coming up on the other side, brought to you today by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Facing time for a crime, huh? Got a list of looming over your head. 5-0 got your back up against the wall. Them alphabet boys trying to sit you down on that rack. Well, have no fear. The People's Defender is here. Attorney J.B. Brown, powered by Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney. He meticulously investigates every case and challenges evidence. Dedicated to protecting the rights and futures of individuals facing criminal charges. Hit him up now at thepeoplesdefender.com. Thepeoplesdefender.com.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Hour number 2, Roman Harper, scheduled to be with us here in a second. Lance'sLock.com, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill. Football returns to the betting screens on Thursday night with the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, cannot wait. We are just 4 days out from NFL preseason action. Jump on board, win with us. We'll have more Major League Baseball winners for you. Up and available today. A free play every single day at lanceslock.com. And as always, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience any plumbing, heating, cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Make the phone call, 205-229-2090. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Hey, don't forget nextround.store, right?
That is correct, yes.
Nextround.store, nextround.store, or to our website, and you can find a store link off of that. You can pick up great Next Round gear there. Adam is in Woodstock, Georgia. He sent a picture back to school with his daughter already over there, and he's got the Golish shirt on over in Woodstock, Georgia.
That's a good shirt. I hate they're going back to school already, man. August 3rd seems awful early for school to start back. I don't know if they do the year-round schedule.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But, man, that's a good-looking shirt.
She's got her class of 2034 shirt on, and he's got his
that's crazy.
War Eagle shirt on.
Yeah.
Rigged back to school. So, Adam, thanks for watching and listening over in Woodstock, Georgia. And hope she has a fantastic year back in school there.
My man's got some land.
He does.
Boy, Chili and Bullet would love that.
Swing as well.
Good-looking porch swing, good-looking shirt.
White picket fence. Wonder if Adam paints that fence.
That'd be a lot of work.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work. I wonder if one day she'll grow up and have to paint the fence.
I'm going to doubt it.
Like a country song right there. Thanks, Adam, for
Good
watching.
Good grass, too, if we're just, breaking it down.
Yeah, great trees back there. Really fluffy trees. Happy trees.
Happy trees.
Yeah, all right. While we wait on Roman Harper, some football news. Does it bother anybody that Caleb Downs, one-time major recruit at Alabama? When Saban retired, he packed up, went to Ohio State. Now he's off to the NFL. Two huge defensive players for Alabama at Ohio State this year. Both are expected to start. And Ryan Day says, huge on the recruitment of those two players from Alabama. Rousseau and Smith, right?
Mm-hmm.
At Ohio State, Rousseau and Smith was Caleb Downs. That Caleb Downs was a key part on how they ended up landing Smith and Rousseau from Tuscaloosa. He basically said, hey, this is the difference. Here's why I liked Columbus at Ohio State. Here's what I like about the coaching staff. Here's what I like about the defensive coordinator. And that's I don't know if you put that as two big losses for Alabama, but they're going to start at Ohio State. They must be pretty good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, absolutely. And I think with Rousseau, I think there was the potential. Like the way we talk about Pierre, we were talking about that with Rousseau last year, were we not?
Yeah. And then we didn't know Pierre until Rousseau was off the field, and we saw Yonze Pierre. And I remember the film guy, Brooks, was the first guy to ever come on and say, when I mentioned Rousseau coming back, because you don't need him. You got Yonze Pierre. And, I mean, that was Pierre's coming out party, obviously, when he got the opportunity to get on the field.
Ryan Day says Caleb Downs actually gave us a lot of feedback on James Smith, Quay Rousseau, and Earl Little, who was at Alabama his freshman year with Caleb. And he went in and actually not only gave the coaches feedback, but also talked to the players about the process of leaving and going to Ohio State and being pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know much about Little, but I'll tell you, Rousseau's got a ton of upside. And then on James Smith, I mean, he's an attitude guy.
Yeah, and I don't know. I saw a picture floating around on the internet of him from back at spring practice or workouts or whatever from James Smith. He has put on some muscle and some weight. He looks to be just a roadblock in the middle of the line at Ohio State. So we'll see how those players have transferred to Ohio State. If they have half the impact Caleb Downs had on the Buckeyes defense, that'll be a great asset.
Yeah, absolutely will be. And I saw a photo. I think it was James Smith, the photo I saw over the weekend. Whew, that dude's massive, man. He is. Look at that.
Yeah, there's the picture.
Look at that. I mean, that kid is massive.
Hard to move that out of the way.
That looks like you in the July play.
You think he AI'd it? You wouldn't tell him to his face if he did.
Tough to move that out of the way.
I mean,
there
you
for the
think?
Buckeyes.
I mean, They should. I mean, look, that defense was fantastic last year. And that was to me, one of the bigger surprises. Don't know why I doubted Matt Patricia. Obviously a good defensive mind.
We all did. I think everybody did.
Just transitioning to the college game, I was like, this is such a weird move for Matt Patricia. And he's replacing Jim Knowles. And everybody was so, Jim Knowles this, Jim Knowles that. I thought they would have a drop-off in their defense, and they did not at all. They were fantastic.
So you would put Patricia now one of the top 5 DCs in college football?
Do you still put Knowles up there?
Yes.
Okay, so Knowles at Tennessee.
Muschamp at Texas, Patterson at
I guess
USC.
Muschamp at Texas. I don't know. But Patterson at USC probably. I mean, would you put Glenn Schumann up there? And we're running out of spots pretty quickly as we do this. Would you have Glenn Schumann up there?
Well, I mean, you got to mention Kane Womack with the job that they put up numbers wise.
Not his top 5 though.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy by the end of the year, the guy at Miami, I can't say what's his name? The guy with the beard, Heatherman.
Corey Heatherman.
Corey Heatherman was fantastic. I don't think he's done enough to be top 5 just yet.
I don't know. I mean, coming from Minnesota, I mean, those were top 25 defenses, and then you obviously saw the impact. I mean, their defense was awful with Cam Ward. I mean, they would have been in a college football playoff with just an average defense, and then Heatherman made them a top 10 defense. So I think you probably do put him in that mix. Patricia was a Broyles finalist last year.
Yeah, I would put him top 5 easily.
Who, Heatherman?
No, both of them. Absolutely. Yeah, both of them, including Patricia at Ohio State.
Yeah, what about Brian Haynes, though? The defense coordinator?
That's the guy. We never talk about Indiana coordinators until Haynes says something weird about, does some weird clapback on Twitter. It's about the only time we've ever talked about
I can't remember the last time Indiana's defense had a leak.
I mean, they were, and that was
even going, remember when they went to Columbus 2 years ago?
Yeah,
that was special teams.
Special teams killed
points.
them. And that was the perceived criticism that Haynes got upset about, was that somebody was saying it's just simple. They are just disciplined. And the perceived criticism was they were running some sort of simple defense. And I mean, that's why he got upset about. But that is traditionally what people have said about them, is they are just so sound technically that they don't have any leaks. I think you put it great. They don't have any leaks.
Let's spend some time with Roman Harper as we're 26 days away from kickoff now, week 0, in our Innisfree countdown to kickoff at 26 days.
26 days from kick, and Roman was just down in Tampa, Florida, spending some time with the good coaches of the Southeastern Conference. And he joins us now on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. Welcome in, Harp. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, fellas. Sorry, my video is
Harp has been having some Zoom problems this morning. That's what it's. All right,
yeah. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
I wanted to start with you about it was painted as a criticism. I don't know how exactly you meant it, if you meant it as a criticism, but your quote about being a little surprised Alabama practices in the mornings and not the afternoons. You've been through some of those afternoon Tuscaloosa practices, which are brutal. Can you expound on that point a little bit? It seemed it caught you off guard some.
What about Alabama practicing in the morning?
Yeah, just choosing mornings versus afternoons. Now, Kalen DeBoer did come back and say, yeah, he was asked about it. And he goes, well, now we do our scrimmages. We do those in the afternoons.
Well, for me, like, I would have hated practicing in the mornings just because, I like to stay up a little bit later than others. And I wasn't a guy that needed a whole 8 hours of sleep, especially in college. 2 was good. So, everybody has different things. But I had heard that was one of the big struggles for Alabama versus Florida State. They really haven't practiced a lot of times at that time slot. And then to go down to Tallahassee at a 3:30 game where it was cooking. And all of a sudden you look up and everybody and the film doesn't lie. The guys look dead tired. They looked tired. They had lost mentally and physically in that game. And so I was just wanting to, if you get coaches on your desk, you get time to ask, this is one time to do it. And, I'm not, I'm an Alabama fan. I love Alabama. My blood is crimson. But at the end of the day, I can be honest and true, and I have to be critical and ask the questions that everybody, I assume, want to know. And so clearly it was something that, popped your ears a little bit too. If you heard it and you were like, hey, that is a good point. And so he answered the question, and I guess, they need to think about all things when you're coaching and you're running an organization and a program that, if this was not good enough, then what do we need to do differently? And so I hope he's heard that. I hope he received that. And ultimately, he gave me the answer I was looking for.
I think your point, and I'm only saying this so you can explain it to maybe people who don't understand it, that the heat and humidity you get in Tuscaloosa in August can be used as a training advantage over it not being an advantage. It's not an obstacle. It can be used as an advantage compared to other programs around the country. If I'm reading you correctly, you can use that to your advantage.
Yes, 1,000%. Everybody tries to practice early or, let's get our work done. And, and you miss out on some of the heat. I think it's an advantage to get out there and practice because honestly, I think being in shape, outside football shape, you can run miles all you want, but that's not football shape. The only way to get in football shape is to play football. And to do that in the hottest times and sometimes the most challenging times is when you really do it. I was there, when we had 2-a-days, 3-a-days, and they don't do those anymore. So how can you still get as much work done and then still put as much stress on your players? So heat is an added stress. And the first thing to go is your short-term memory. A part of your brain that controls the short-term memory is very sensitive to oxygen. So the moment your oxygen levels start to reduce, your short-term memory starts to reduce. That's why people jump off sides. That's why guys have mental breakdowns and things of that nature. So you want to put your players through all these things. In Tuscaloosa, as hot as it is in the summer, you got to use it. That's why everybody, when you have teams like if a Wisconsin comes down to Alabama, they say, how are they going to handle the heat? Because it's hot. And that is one advantage if you actually use it that you try and get used to doing. And that was what I got used to doing when I was in Tuscaloosa. I also got used to doing it in New Orleans where it was scorching hot at like 10 a.m. It didn't matter. And we played indoors, but you still wanted to use the heat to actually put stressors on your players to see how they react. And so that makes them not only tougher physically, but it's also a mental stressor too. And so I think you make your team more mentally tough when they can get through hot days and practice and put different stress factors on them and see how they react.
Harper, I think a lot of Alabama fans try to find the tipping point of when Alabama started to not become an intimidating physical team. And a lot of people go back to Scott Cochran. He's a head coach now at West Alabama. Scott Cochran. I mean, when you look at the correlation of how physically dominant Alabama was, then he leaves, he goes to Georgia. He was on the staff the last time Georgia won a national championship. I mean, is there something there?
First of all, I cannot say a bad thing about Coach Cochran. That's my dude. I mean, I'd be in the league, dude, and he'd let me come back and work out and train, and he'd be doing all the 110s. Dude, I went behind a fence and puked. He didn't even call me out on it. So it was like, I was like, you don't work out like that no more.
Yeah, it's a different world, right?
Yeah, it's a different world. I'm like, dude, I don't do like that no more. So, so love that dude. But, Baloo is a really good coach too. And he's not, actually but he has been more of a yeller and all these other things. So he's kind of molded and kind of fitted to what they needed. At the end of the day, being a more physical team is not just what you do in the weight room. It's an attitude. It's the way you approach your business. It's the mentality in which when you step into the white lines and on the field, how you approach the game. And so, that's the one thing that everybody wants to see out of Alabama is how are they physically up front? Are they more tough team mentally and physically, in my opinion? And these are words that can only be said and actions that have to be proven on the field. So I can't say what Alabama is going to be this year just because every question that I have for them has to be done on the field. Like you can't answer with words. That's why Kalen DeBoer is never going to win a press conference right now because I don't care what he says. It's all about what his team does when they get on the field. That's the question that must be answered for this program right now. Are they tough enough? And they bring in a different O-line coach, which according to Nick Saban says O-line play is all about the coaching, and it's not just about having a top. You can have a top 15 pick and still not have a good offensive line production-wise. And we saw that with Alabama last year. It's all about cohesiveness, communication, hand placement, and coaching has a lot to do with that. So we'll see what Adrian Clem does, the new offensive line coach at Alabama. He should, I'm hoping, add some big-time juice for this O-line. If that happens, then I think they'll be better.
Listen, we talk all the time about the inability to create depth at positions in this new era with the portal and NIL.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, Alabama's done a really good job with depth in that secondary. You got to love how talented that secondary is and just how deep they are with young, talented players. You have to, as an alum of that secondary, you got to look at what's on paper in Tuscaloosa and be very proud of the corners, the stars, the nickels, the safeties. That's a good-looking group.
Oh, for sure, and they all played a ton of ball. I mean, you got Jadeveon Brown started since day one. And the Dijon Lee on the other side is another corner that started pretty early as well. So, I really like the defensive secondary. I think it's the best it's probably the best overall in the country, honestly. I know it's the top in the SEC, but I'll probably go out all the way and say the whole thing. But I don't question that, though. That doesn't really surprise me or, I want to see this defense. I want to see if they're as good as you say they are, can they get up there and play some man-to-man coverage at times, right? And be able to tighten the screws up on some teams. And if you're telling me you're better than them, then why don't you go up there and beat them and be better than them? And that's more of a schematics thing. And we'll see if K. Womack wants to do some of those things this year. I would say no, because he's going to run what he's going to run. But that doesn't mean I can't have hopes and dreams about what I would love to see, which is a 6'4" Dijon Lee up there pressing guys with 6'4" arms and getting hands on wide receivers and really disrupting routes. And then Zaven Brown, who's 6'2". And, you got such length back there. And at times when you play all the off coverage, I don't think you use it to the best of your abilities.
What percentage do they play man and zone?
You
had to guess.
think
You're guessing at this, but you're a trained eye.
Yeah. I mean, they played more zone than anybody else in the SEC last year.
Yeah.
And so I would say they're probably 60 or 70%
right
zone coverage, I would assume. And so and zone coverage is not a bad thing, especially when you're it's okay to mix some things up. I would like to, at times, even if you play zone, to make sure it turns into some man at some point, because I want to be able to deny throws. And when I was on the desk with Nick Saban, everybody likes to bring that up, but Nick talked about, zone breaking and breaking on the ball with eyes and da-da-da-da. All that sounds good until somebody like Dan Marino throws it, right? Because you ain't getting there. Like, a good throw always beats good coverage. That's what people don't understand. I can have great coverage, and a good throw always beats great coverage because the ball placement. And so it just makes it a little bit harder. And when you play against really good quarterbacks that know where you're going to be at and know where their open holes at in zone, it just makes it harder to defend these guys.
So Oklahoma offensively only scored more than 30 points one time in conference last year, but that defense was able to get them to a college football playoff.
Yeah.
How good will the defense be this year? And do you assume that Mateer and that offense are going to pull their weight a little bit more?
I really like Oklahoma this year, and call me crazy, but I mean, the defense, they bring back everybody, majority. Even the guys that didn't start really played a lot of reps for them last year on that defense. So they bring back everybody. Kip Lewis, Heineke at linebackers, they bring the whole secondary back if they can stay healthy. I just really like what they do schematically, everything that is just a really, really outstanding defense. They play with a sense of physical toughness that you just don't know how to imagine. The chaos that they create defensively with all the schematics and blitzing, and it's a really good fun watch. Now, the offense on the other thing is just like you said, John Mateer really struggled after the thumb injury. He was never the same quarterback. And, they bring back all of their offensive line. That's a good positive. The run game should be better. They got a couple young guys that are supposed to help lift that room. And John Mateer, if he's everything that everybody wants him to be, Oklahoma should be a team that's in the SEC championship game and having a chance for a playoff run. Like, that should be bar none. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm saying yes. I know they got Satania coming back at wide receiver, but they got to continue to do that. And ultimately, you got to score points. But, when you have a defensive head coach, I don't think they care how they win. They just want to win. And that part kind of resonates. Like, your offense is okay with being a little bit stale. A punt is not a bad thing as long as you don't turn the football over. So I want them to score points. Everybody likes to score points. But when you've got a defensive head coach, sometimes they just want to win the game.
I want you to take your SEC hat off. I want you to put your New Orleans Saints hat on, and you're in camp now. And I want you to tell me about nightlife when you're not doing football during camp this time of year. It's going on in the NFL everywhere. Did you guys go off to camp somewhere? Did you stay in dorms and hotels? And what was it like? Did you play cards? Did y'all run around? Were there bars? Tell me about life at camp for Roman Harper.
Well, life at camp totally evolved, right? My first year was in Millsaps College in Jackson, Mississippi. It was awful, right? We were there for awful. We were there for 2 months because Sean Payton was a new coach and Katrina. So we were there early because you get a new coach, so you get to show up early. All right, you have to show up early when you get a new coach. So we reported there early. The campus is not good. The food was amazing. The food ladies were awesome. All right. Whoever cooks food at Millsaps College in Jackson, Mississippi, chef's kiss. It was great. But the walk to practice, terrible. It was uphill to another hill just to get to the practice fields. That was awful. And you didn't get any days off. Now you get 1 day off mandatory every 7 days. So you don't have 2 days. You have a full day where you have full practice and then a walkthrough. It's completely different now. But most of the time, the practices, I mean, we stayed in a dorm room and it was awful. It was not, I mean, dude, I went to Alabama. Like, my dorm room in Alabama was nice. Like, it's not bad. It's like an apartment. So it's just a totally different feel of going to like a smaller school, which most of these places, that's where you go to. Even in Carolina, I was at Spartanburg at oh my gosh, it's totally slipped my mind right now. Wofford. I was at Wofford, and those dorm rooms were terrible too. So it's just really interesting, like why you get to the NFL, you feel like you made it. You drive like $100,000, $150,000 car to training camp, and you stay in the dorm room on like a twin bed. It's awful. And so these are the stressors that they like to put on players to see how they react. You know, can you get through camp? Can you battle through it mentally? And it's not just about the physical part, it's the mental part as well. And so I enjoyed it. We played a lot of cards. It's a lot of money exchanging hands because everybody likes to gamble. And ultimately, nobody really goes out. You just don't have time for it. You know, every now and camp eyes are real. You know, you start looking at the lunch ladies like, not bad.
No.
It's not good. Like, camp eyes are real.
Roman Harper, you went from...
These are the stressors that I'm talking about. These are the stressors I'm talking about.
I always put you for a fishnet guy, not a hairnet guy.
Yeah. You start looking at the shoes, you know, oh, the pants on her look different. It's everything else. Everything else. You know?
So, Harp, since we've known you, we know you love trashy reality TV. If I asked you, in the history of entertainment, more overpaid, any of the Kardashians or Taysom Hill?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I probably have to say the Kardashians. Look, man, Taysom, you don't even know what position he played. And everybody was so emotionally attached to Taysom Hill. In New Orleans, it's a sad day to see him go. Everybody still felt very emotional about it. Like, I had writers hitting me up, beat writers like, hey, can you give me something on Taysom Hill? That I'm like, I mean, Taysom was a great player for what he was. He always destroyed Atlanta, which made all the Saints fans love him even more. And so I guess that's what it is. But he was an older player when he got in. And that is a funny joke, but he made more money than I did, you know, so I can never hate when, you know,
it's crazy.
I worked with a guy, Chase Daniels, who played in like 5 games. Dudes made like way more money than
That's
me.
the way to do it.
It's the dream job, guys. I don't know what else to say, to be the backup quarterback or just, you know, the guy that's just, he's not good enough to be the starter, but he's like right under there and he's safe.
Hey, I just got to ask you this because it looks like Aaron Donald's coming back.
I heard this too.
Yeah, but I mean, you talk about the workouts aren't the same. You know, who Myles Garrett got traded for and Jared Verse. Verse went and worked out with Donald this past year, and he said, I'll call you, do not call me again. Like, I can't work out with you. It's crazy. So I know that strength and everything's still there, but as far as like, you know, I mean, it's different when you're talking about just the working out to when coming back from football, being away for 2 years. How effective do you think he can be?
I mean, Aaron Donald's special. He's still got the hands and the quickness. I assume they're not going to start him and let him play every down like he has played in the past. But if a situational pass rusher, who's going to be better than him? It'll be interesting to see. It sounds like he is going to come back. Like they're just giving him some time off. He doesn't want to do camp. Don't blame him. He's not in football shape. And so, but we don't know what he's doing behind doors. And so we got to see him run around a little bit. I like the idea of it just to give him some third down pass rushes, because who's better? I mean, between him and Myles Garrett, I have no idea who you block up there. If he gets anything close to where Aaron Donald was before, that could be scary. And you already got the offense that is the Rams and Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, the running back. It's there. That's a scary situation for a lot of teams. And ultimately, we'll see what happens. And the Rams seem like they got things figured out right now, but you still got to go out there and play the game.
All right, he is Roman Harper, and you will see him on the SEC Network and ESPN in just less than 30 days. So get your rest. Camp's open.
I will, man. I'm trying to stay at home a little bit, man. Stay away from those camp eyes, guys.
Get those camp eyes out of those lunchroom ladies. They're cooking. They ain't got time for you. Thank you, Harp. Have a good week, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Roman Harper with us on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
And our show today being brought to you in part by our friends at the 2026 Yellowwood 500. We're getting ready to go racing again coming up in Talladega, and you can get your tickets right now by going to the website, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, TalladagaSuperspeedway.com, 877-GO-TO-DAGA. That's 877-462-3342. Friday, October 23rd, we'll do the Craftsman Truck Series race. Saturday, October 24th, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race. And then on Sunday, of course, the NASCAR Cup guys, the Yellowwood 500 at 1 o'clock Central Time. Tickets available for kids 12 and under. You get a big discount there if you go to the website at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. And don't forget, the garage experience is unlike anything else at Talladega. All for you right now. The race coming up the weekend of October the 25th. Playoff racing at Talladega at TalladagaSuperspeedway.com. All right, when we come back, we'll talk more college football and get to our 4 downs today. The first thing we'll do in the next segment, though, the most unique team building thing, or team bonding is the thing I'm going to use here, team bonding from a national championship contender. I'll let you hear what it is, what team it is, and then you tell me whether or not you can still cheer for this team to win a national championship. That's coming up on the other side. I mean, really, it is enough for me personally to make me not want this team to win a national championship.
Oh, wow. You're off.
Okay.
Okay.
That's in the next segment, so hang around. The show today also being brought to you by our wonderful friends at Crane U. LT, tell us about Crane U.
Yeah, they want to remind you, whether you talk to Nicole or Francis, if you are in the market, maybe at a crossroads, trying to figure out what the career is going to be, maybe you're curious about a career in the crane industry, the first big step is getting certified and becoming fully compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every single step of the way, from first-time operators to seasoned professionals seeking the recertification. Their industry-leading training programs built for all experience levels, backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise. Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. One call you make and you're good. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
You know, sometimes injury attorneys get a bad rep, being called ambulance chasers, showing up to the accident scene before the EMTs get there. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, this ain't that. We get enough cardio, no need to chase ambulances. Look, if you're injured in any type of accident, don't accept a dime from the insurance company. Hit up the gators of the litigation situation. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or AlexWins.law.
Call me, Alabama. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champies is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champies for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champies Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champieschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. All right, we move now towards our 4 downs here in just a second. If I ask you one state, all the schools in the state that NIL helped the most, there's no one that comes close to the state of Texas, is it? The schools in the state of Texas.
Well,
I wouldn't think.
Longhorns, A&M, SMU.
I mean, Texas Tech is the biggest one, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it would have helped California, but it really hasn't as much as it has Texas.
I mean, the only school in California that seems to have any backing is USC.
And it feels like the only school that, let me think through this before I make a bold statement, like the only major school that really is invested in football anymore is USC. I mean, Cal's not, Stanford's not, UCLA's not, Fresno is not, I wouldn't call major.
San Diego State is a little bit.
I mean, I don't know if I'd put them as major, but I mean, they're probably in the best spot they've been since Marshall Faulk.
No, but everybody, I mean, from SMU to Tech to A&M to Texas, it's not even close.
Yeah, taking the lid off of the ability to use that oil money for, and not just Texas is the only place that has oil in our country, but a lot of oil guys in Texas to help out these
and honestly,
these programs.
I think Florida is going to get back there with Summerall, and Miami is there. Florida State doesn't seem like they had the commitment they used to have. I mean, Central Florida, South Florida, I don't know.
I mean, Nick quickly says the state of Indiana, but you've still got Purdue there, who has done nothing. I mean,
Yeah,
Purdue is a middling program.
Indiana,
All
I
right,
think-
they're worse than that.
Nick, that's great. Indiana may be number 2.
Well, I think Indiana and Notre Dame, obviously.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's in the state of Indiana, so I think those two have flourished in the NIL. I mean, Notre Dame's on, Lance mentioned it earlier, their last national championship is when much of our audience was not even born. But their recent run's about as good a consistent run as they've had since then. I know they missed the playoffs last year. They got bumped at the last minute, but I mean, what Marcus Freeman has done just record-wise is about as consistently good as they've been since.
I would say that Brian Kelly did as much as Marcus Freeman because Brian Kelly had him in 2 college football
He
playoffs.
did. I was just saying really consistently, and maybe I'm wrong about that, but Kelly did have some pretty big dips there. I mean, he had a 4-win season one year there, which is pretty crazy to think about
Go
at Notre
back
Dame.
and check that. I think, that one, but I don't think there were any other dips.
So
outside
you
of
would
that.
say he's been
as good as Marcus Freeman. I mean, I think both of those guys, but still, I mean, it shows you they still can't, cash in the deal.
Brian Kelly at Notre Dame, 8-5, 8-5, a bunch of vacates, but that was when they went to the national championship game, so they're undefeated that year. 8-5, 10-3, 4-8, 10-3, 12-1, 11-2, 10-2, 11-1. So yeah, by the end, right there, from 2018 through 2021, 12-1, 11-2, 10-2, 11-1.
But it equated to nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, sadly,
they got a Citrus Bowl, a Cotton Bowl, a Camping World Bowl, a Rose Bowl, and a Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
But
that's
no
one of those fan
championship.
bases. Like, I want national championship or bust if I'm Notre Dame.
New York Butcher Shop, before we do 4 downs, tell us about New York Butcher.
A great place to stop in, get the weekend kicked off, or the week kicked off, right, by stopping in, seeing our friend Jim, pick up some of those steaks, the ribs, the chicken, the pork, the in-house sides that are made fresh every single day, the baked beans, the mac and cheese. You're going to love it. They also have pre-made dishes, so you can go in there and you can get a baked ziti, you can get a lasagna. Go throw it in the oven. You don't have to do anything. It is absolutely fantastic. Also, a great selection of fine wines and desserts. 2 locations, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It is the New York Butcher Shop.
And 4 downs every day presented by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction. They are based right in Tuscaloosa, but they are handling construction throughout the state of Alabama. And when you're riding around and you see those major state, federal government, municipal roadway projects, really good chance you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt do those. That shouldn't tell you, though, that they don't have time for your smaller jobs, something like a parking pad at your home or a driveway or a parking lot at a church or a community center. No, sir. It is the same high-quality, client-oriented work that they do there, and they've got an entire division that handles those smaller jobs. So for an estimate, big or small, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910 for Central Alabama Asphalt and Supply. They bring you 4 downs, which starts, as always, with or a driveway or a parking lot at a church. It's me again.
First down.
Okay, our 40-40 team, Clemson, today. If I asked you, better chance Dabo wins another national championship at Clemson, or eventually Clemson fires him?
I mean,
they will never fire him.
I mean, it will never be announced as a firing. That will end amicably for both parties. But
Dabo will either take a job or retire.
Well, that result, whatever that result is, I'm with Jim. He's not going to technically, by definition of being fired, be fired. But he will end his career there without another championship. So I'll take the other option. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do, and I
They're never
agree
going to fire him
with Dunaway. I don't think they ever should fire him.
No,
I don't know any other program that would want to give him a job, though. I mean,
yeah,
based on where we are right now.
I don't think he'll take another job. I think it'll be
retired.
Somebody gets to him. Look, this has run its course. You hate the state of college football. The results aren't the same. Here's the check, man. Go live the life that you've earned. You have put our football program where it has never been. We want you to be part of Clemson. We were going to honor all these teams. You come back, honor all these teams. You've got a booth, just like Coach Saban does. You've got a booth at Death Valley. Use it every home game we want you to. Here's the check. Go home. Thank you so much for your service.
May get the name on the field.
Yeah, I mean,
the stadium.
I think he's earned it. I think he's earned it.
Yeah,
Love
I mean,
or like Dabo, he's earned it.
Not even close. Dabo and
best coach they've ever had. So you put that name on the field. Yeah, I mean,
Danny Ford's not a top 500 coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
so
mean,
that's probably number 2.
Danny Ford won that national championship. That's that's all you ever think about with Danny Ford. Dabo put that program where they've never been. So yeah, you put his name on the field. You give him the check, you let him retire, you let him live the good life. So that will be it versus winning a championship.
Or put his name on the hill.
Or the
Nobody's
hill, Dabo
ever had
Hill.
a hill
That's
sponsorship
true.
before.
How about what if they called it Dabo Hill?
But when you say you mean national championship? Okay.
Yeah, he won't win another national championship, I don't think.
I would be shocked.
I would too.
Yeah. But did you ever think they'd win one?
No.
Once he got it going, I mean, when they started playing Alabama, I'm like,
you never would have thought that.
No, but before, like when he took over for Tommy Bowden, no.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I remember we first started doing a show when, they ran across West Virginia and our favorite mullet, Dana Holgerson.
Yeah, and that
dick kicked him, put 70 on him.
That bowl in Orlando,
But
right?
didn't you think though in 2015 when Alabama won the game in the desert, you thought to yourself, man, Alabama wins another one. How many more is Saban going to win? And you probably thought, man, Dabo, they missed their window, man. That was Dabo's chance to get one. Clemson's chance to get there.
Until he got Trevor
Lawrence. Then they
Lawrence.
got back the next year, and they won it the next year.
Yeah, when he didn't win it with Deshaun Watson the first time, I'm like, man, and that was in the desert. And I'm like, I don't know that you're ever going to have a better shot than Deshaun Watson. That guy was an incredible college quarterback.
Except the very next year.
Yeah.
And then he had the shot the very next year. And then he got Trevor Lawrence, and you're like, wow, he's got him another good quarterback now. He started getting elite quarterbacks.
Then in 17, they lose in the semifinals. 18, they win it again. 19, they're the team that lost to the great LSU team. And then it started to go down a little bit.
Yeah, I think people forget they were only a 5.5-point underdog to that LSU team.
Yeah, but that was.
And there was a moment in that game. It felt like, as I remember,
second quarter. I think it was second quarter. Yeah.
They were just scoring. They were scoring with him, right?
I'm not giving up on Dabo yet. Not giving up on him yet. I want to see what the new rules are. If we do get to a place where this thing passes the House and the Senate and becomes
So you're not giving
law.
up on him winning a national championship?
Well, I mean, if we get some rules, that can, something that he can play by and everyone else can play by, and that, Clemson could hang in there with the Miamis of the world and get into a playoff, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm not giving up on him yet.
Second down.
Weird question, but significant events on August 3rd in our history. So on this date, 1492, Chris Columbus begins his voyage to the Americas. Also on this date, 1936, Jesse Owens wins gold in the Berlin Olympics. If you could go back to either one of those and spend a full day.
Oh, that's
not 1492.
You think I want to be on a boat? You know how bad those
No, but I'm telling you, so you're completely safe. You're going to be able to go for a day.
I could just monitor.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to come back. You're almost invisible. You're just there.
Yeah.
You get to actually, because I think it would be cool to go back to 1492 and just see what the circumstances were like.
Yeah, I imagine pretty miserable on those boats, if I had to guess.
I mean, the only thing great about 36 would be if you got to sit in the same box with Hitler.
I want to watch Hitler's reaction.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the great thing. But outside of that, I think I would go 1492.
Hitler's reaction to watching a black man from the United States absolutely scald his white boys would have been amazing.
It would have been.
It would have been worth the price of admission.
But wouldn't you just love to see what the lingo and the discussions in 1492 on that boat? Because I guarantee it wasn't about, hey, we're going to go find America.
Yeah.
It was everything else.
Between vomits.
Yeah. No, that would be the key in 1492. What could I have for lunch? What am I eating for lunch?
Didn't they eat, what's it called?
Anything?
I think most people back then ate bread and wine, and that was it.
Yeah. Okay. There's something that starts with an S.
I like bread and wine, but I need a little bit more.
I mean, that's every day, though. There's something that starts with an S that they would eat.
Shit.
Yeah, probably. On boats like that, I think they ate it a lot on the Mayflower too, but I can't remember the name of it. And then you
scallops, shrimp.
They were killed for scallops and shrimp. It's not slop either. I can't remember the name of it. But then they end up getting something else with an S and scurvy. They all got scurvy, right? Because they didn't have good nutrition.
Yep, that was from a lack of vitamin C.
Yeah.
They boy, and that was bad, man. I would love to see either one of these situations, though.
That's an interesting one. I never would have thought being on one of the 1492 boats.
If a time machine happens, I don't think I'd choose either one of these, but I understand what you're saying.
But if it's this day, I mean, I got to see what else is available. I would like to see the Jesse Owens. I mean, there's very little film of that, right?
It'd be cool to go to that's when the Olympics really meant something.
Yeah, it did. Salt tack is what I'm looking for. That's what people said.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing it as a hardtack, which is like a real hard biscuit.
Yeah, I think they called
to
it salt
last.
tack. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
And a lot of salted pork as well.
I think I'd go back to the kick six and I'd run off the sidelines and trip Chris Davis.
Got too much Bama in you.
Yeah, what do they do if like a random fan trips somebody? Like nobody affiliated. I mean, they would know that you're affiliated with Bama. But I mean, if a random fan went out there and did it, what would they do? Do they
can award them the
touchdown?
touchdown ball? You think that'd be controversial? But yes, they can. Now that person does not escape Jordan Hare alive that night.
Gosh, yeah,
been killed,
tarred and feathered.
Yeah.
Third down.
Martha Stewart, 85 years old today. James Hetfield, 63 of Metallica fame. Better career, James Hetfield or Martha Stewart?
I think I'll go James Hetfield. I mean, Metallica is more well-known than Martha Stewart worldwide. And
I mean, it sounds like a ridiculous question, but if you look at the history of Martha Stewart, pretty incredible from a model to a stockbroker.
No, she's been
best-selling
extremely
author.
successful. I'm just trying to think
Yeah.
worldwide.
And I would bet she's got a bigger net worth than Hetfield.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
The longevity and everything.
That wouldn't surprise me either.
I would go Hetfield too. I mean, but I'm a big Metallica guy, and to have their longevity and to really not have a breakup with a band like that is pretty crazy.
I'm just saying worldwide notoriety.
No,
More
not even
people
close.
know Metallica than Martha Stewart easily.
Yeah, probably so. She's been very popular at different times, but worldwide, I would go with music all the time.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Tom Brady's 49 years old today. I saw over the weekend somebody sent out Tom Brady's on his yacht by himself.
I saw
This
that
is
video.
so sad.
Yeah, I
or
guarantee
something.
you he was not by himself.
Yeah, I mean, no telling what was underneath, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I like chilling out like that. Just
And by underneath, you mean below deck.
Oh, below deck. Yeah, just resting up, waiting
Right.
on
I mean,
it.
he was just laying out on the deck of his yacht, and it's like, oh, Tom Brady's by himself. I'm like, Tom Brady's not by himself.
And who cares?
Even if he was.
Yeah, he's by himself by choice.
Yeah. Who's taking the picture?
Yeah. Well, it was like from the shore. The boat's going by, his yacht's going by. in
I
Miami.
ate dinner by myself 2 times last week at a bar.
Yeah.
Like just sitting at the bar of the restaurant, and I completely loved it. Was able to catch up on everything I needed to, send out emails. This guy's on a yacht.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I would
good
take it.
life.
So anyway, Tom Brady, 49. Better career, Tom Brady or Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Brady.
I think it's tight.
Yeah, it is very tight. I mean, Tom Brady's the best NFL player to have ever played.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, with the accolades and the championships, you have to go Tom Brady.
And Tom Cruise is way closer to the best actor to have ever lived than I thought he would be.
Yeah, more
See,
like
I
the best
wouldn't-
action
I wouldn't
star.
put him up there in terms of like best actor, but I would say he is by far and away the #1 movie star in history.
Yeah, I think you could say that. I think you could go action star. I think you could go just box office.
Does he have-
I don't, bottom line box office? He's got to be up there.
Would you say Tom Cruise has the lowest percentage of flops of any actor to have ever done it?
Ooh, I don't know if I would say that.
Well, give me his what
Just
are considered
because
flops.
the budgets for Tom Cruise movies are insane, but he does typically have a return on that. But I bet War of the Worlds.
So
was
that one
probably a
actually
flop.
turned a profit,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
it
was an awful
it
movie.
just got ripped apart.
I
the
was
second
really,
it hit theaters.
and I was really more talking about that. I was more talking about like the reaction to his movies, not as much the movie, but I mean the money. But I guess they go hand in hand.
Cocktail, 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I never liked
Never watched
I liked it in the 80s. You know, growing up, I mean, you didn't have a lot of options there.
The Mummy, 15%.
I forgot about The Mummy.
Losing
I tapped
it,
out.
18%.
Never saw Losing It.
Endless Love, 28%.
Oh, he's done a lot of movies.
Yeah, Legend, 43%.
These are all early Tom Cruise.
Rock of Ages, 2012, 53%.
Yep, and I've got a list of which movies have underperformed at the box office. Rock of Ages made $59 million worldwide against a $75 million budget.
Lions for Lambs.
earned $63 million. And then Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which you would think, it's a
I thought
big
those were
movie.
all.
It
Yeah.
did well.
Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, 2016.
Well, I mean, he's 5'2", and he's playing Jack Reacher, who's supposed to be like 6'8".
But The Final Reckoning got $600 million globally, but the production budget was $400 million.
Yeah.
So after the box office split, your break-even point ends up being at right around $1 billion.
You know who always got return on investment? Tom Brady. So I'm going to go Tom Brady.
He did, but Les Grossman.
Yeah. There he is by himself on his yacht. You feel sorry for him, Dunaway?
Oh, my God.
No.
Poor guy.
Who's driving the boat? He's not by himself.
Poor guy all by himself on his yacht.
I mean, how incredible would that be?
Yeah. Is that an aircraft carrier or a yacht?
Favorite Tom Cruise movies, though, I would go as far as performance. Magnolia, he was the best. I don't know if you saw that. Born on 4th of July, and then Tropic Thunder.
Valkyrie. I'd put Valkyrie up there. He was fantastic.
Like there was supposed to be a Lex Grossman movie, but
I think Digger's gonna be kind of in that realm, though.
I think so. Yeah.
That is 4 Downs today, brought to you in part by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Inverness Country Club takes us to the top of the hour. One more hour to go. We'll get to that team bonding that has me really hesitant on thinking this team can win a championship. That'll be to start hour 3.
You know what you've done to me, Dunaway? I'm finishing. I've hit the green on number 3 Saturday. The group in front of us is leaving 4. The 4 tee box. They're right next to one another.
Did you hit the green?
He looks back and says, "Have you hit a cart tire yet?" That's what you've done to me. No, I had not, and it was on my tee shot. It's par 3. Made par.
Well, if
everybody reacts differently,
I know.
If you guys went to the bathroom together, then you could have got a double reference.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Inverness Country Club, ICCAlabama.com, ICCAlabama.com. That's the website to go to. Here is the phone number to set up an appointment there, and you go see Inverness Country Club, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608 for Inverness Country Club. What you're going to see when you set up that tour there, and is a beautiful golf course. You're going to see that great clubhouse, all the amenities inside that, the wonderful food, the resort-style pool with a cabana. You're going to see that great tennis facility, which is spectacular, newly constructed there, best in Birmingham. All that at one place, Inverness Country Club. ICCAlabama.com, ICCAlabama.com, 205-991-8608, 205-991-8608 to set up a tour for Inverness Country Club. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour of the show brought to you by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com. Lance just called me Jim again. That has been the biggest change in the last 2 years.
You called me Ryan earlier. I never get called Ryan up
It
here.
just dawned on me as I got a Jim, and that's a new thing.
That is your name.
It is. It is. But I forget what you used to call me, but Jim was never
I'm just
it.
at your age, I'm trying to give you respect.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You call me Ryan.
For some reason, I was thinking when I couldn't sleep one night this weekend that I think it's been. I think now you're past the age from when you started calling me old on the show, which probably was first year.
As you're one of us doing a show
Yeah,
together.
it was 2010, and I was old on the show then. And now I look back, I'm like, Lance has aged really well, better than me. He's older than when he first called me old.
Do you ever think back, like, your parents' friends, and you thought they were old, but how old they really were? I mean, I'm older than that now.
I've
But
said it on the show the entire time. My high school baseball coach, Billy Woodham, was 1 year removed from college when he came to Thompson. So he was 22 years old, but he was like an authoritative figure. The principal and the head football coach, they're barely older than me now. And looking back then, I thought they were like old as crap, and they were probably all 28, 29 years old.
Well, I told you the average age in the world right now is 32. And I just finished that Led Zeppelin Hammer of the Gods book. And when they were Robert Plant was 34 years old, and guys like Billy Idol were calling him old, and they're over the hill. And at that point, they're like 30, 31, 34 was the oldest.
And in that industry, though, they were, right?
It was past. But, I mean, the resurgence of, guys like, Aerosmith and the Stones and these tours where they come back and they're playing into their 70s, it does feel different. But, man, 30s is not old. Like, we are old. There's no doubt about that. But
I saw the most random TikTok. This just made me think about it. Sorry, Jim, real quick, though. And I don't even know who it was. It was some record producer. And he had produced Don Henley's Boys of Summer, okay? Not a smash hit record. It was just that's the one it was. So just think about this. He was like, we had done all the work. Don has come in. He's recorded all the tracks. We put it all together. We even had a party where everybody sat and listened to it. And he goes, we had bourbon and wine and food, and we sat there and we listened to it, and everybody loved it. He goes, literally, right as we're finishing, Don Henley was good friends with Bob Seger, and Bob Seger shows up to the recording studio, and he goes, it's playing, and Seger goes, why don't you not sing the songs higher? The chicks love your high voice. And he was like, that whole weekend we're totally redoing the album. He's like, all it took was Bob Seger telling Don Henley, the chicks love your high voice. And he's like, we redid the entire album that whole weekend.
God, I bet the producers, they all hated him.
They hated Bob Seger.
Put the bourbon away. Let's get back in the studio. Champy's Chicken, where you can go by and get a destination lunch location. Sterling and the crew. Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, in-house made sides and dessert. The chicken's brined overnight. Tons of flavor, juicy to the bone. It's cooked to order. Hand-cut chicken fingers, just delicious food. Champy's Chicken, Highway 150 in Alabaster. Let's do the spotlight today, Tyler, with college football. Hit that thing, man.
The College Football Spotlight.
Presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys, Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com, the place to go when you need legal assistance. It's not just personal injury. Certainly, he's one of the best personal injury attorneys in the entire world. But also things like fire and storm damage, bad drug and device cases, workers' compensation, employment cases. The list goes on and on and on with Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. And again, as I always say, you do not pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah. Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com.
Okay, from the folks that play Bracco in Game On, they were at Big Ten Media Days, and they had an opportunity to talk with tight end Jamari Johnson. This will be the first person you hear from. And then Dante Moore of Oregon. And listen to this soundbite and tell me if you look at Oregon differently going into the season.
Sometimes Dante farts in the huddle, and we have like a little competition of who can fart in the huddle. But I would say really everybody, but mostly Tay because he farts a lot.
How did this farting in the huddle tradition start?
Oh my gosh. Who said that? JJ. I knew it. Too much stuff is getting leaked out. You got to find ways to connect with your team, so we do that. Plain and simple, that's all. Nothing else.
Okay, all right.
This is bad.
Can you go from that to be national champions?
Fart in the huddle.
It's different, man. It's different. You know, offensive lineman, we had Stink on. He literally got his nickname from
how'd he get that nickname?
Pissing on himself.
Yeah.
Think he would throw up on a football every now and then.
Yeah, he just wanted to stink. You didn't want to block him if he stunk.
I mean, I understand offensive linemen. Very weird when you get skill guys saying this.
Yeah, but play it again because especially the quarterback. Basically, he says you got to find a way to connect with the guys somehow.
Sometimes Dante farts in the huddle, and we have like a little competition of who can fart in the huddle. But I would say really everybody, but mostly Tay because he farts a lot.
How did this farting in the huddle tradition start?
Oh my gosh. Who said that?
I love that
JJ.
reaction.
I knew it. Too much stuff is getting leaked out. You got to find ways to connect with your team, so we do that.
Yeah, I don't like connecting that way.
That does seem a little sacred, though, right? Like
the huddle.
Yeah, like I mean, let's keep that away from everybody else. It's weird, but if we're gonna do it, let's not like go public with it.
We have done a show together in radio or this format since 2010, and I don't think any of us have ever done it in the studio.
I have not. I don't think we have.
I mean, I can't remember. And I remember when Matt and Scott came from Dallas, we were. Paul, this is very complicated, but Paul was using, kind of a contractual stunt to get his SEC network job. So we had to do afternoons for probably, 6 months we did afternoons?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had to do afternoons for 6 months. So Matt and Scott came in and they were doing the midday show. And very early on, and I love Matt and Scott, but very early on, Matt was leaving the studio and he stopped and cut a big one. And I told him, I was like, I don't know how y'all did it in Dallas, but in Birmingham, we do not fart in the studio.
Yeah, especially leaving it for us.
Especially leaving it for us. That is, what are you laughing at, Tyler?
Just in Birmingham, we don't play.
No, we do. We do not play that game in Birmingham. Y'all may have farted in the studio all the time in Dallas.
Farting into a studio and then leaving the
That's
studio
what he
as
did.
somebody else is coming in to do a show. That's awful.
That was low rent.
But we had another show that we followed for years and years on the opening drive that occasionally we'd walk in and they'd been dropping ass all morning
That's right.
long.
It was a locker room in there.
And,
that was a competition between Tony and Al.
Yeah, Tony and Al seeing who could bomb Jay out.
And I don't understand the team bonding responding that way.
Yep,
You know,
I don't either.
Al played the game. I didn't play the game, but I mean, if it's in the middle of the huddle and you got to play the game, and that's the way you're going to perform best, you got to let it out.
I just can't imagine like Dante. Like they're at Iowa City, terrible conditions, and they're trying to lead them down, and he's just like, just to break the ice.
I know.
This is not a game thing. This is like happening at practice. This is not an end.
Practice like you play.
You never know. Maybe
How
calm the
do you
nerves
know that,
before a
bro?
big
That's
drive
right.
at the end.
That's right, bro.
I mean, I've been on a high school football field where I've had linemen do crap like that in practice.
Well, sure. I'm just saying. I bet you they do it in a game at some point. Like you said, if everybody's real uptight, that would be one way, I guess, of breaking the ice.
The only way you can tell in a game is if someone tells you, though. I mean, like maybe if you smell it, but I mean,
That's
I'm
true.
I'm not thinking about anything.
This would have to be at Rutgers. Only at Rutgers would they know.
But if you, but it's New Jersey. How can you tell
That's
the
a good
difference in the
point.
smell?
You can't smell it.
So if you see a huddle this year waiting, and then all of a sudden they all break out
Whoa.
laughing, that means Tay has dropped a big one in the huddle to loosen people up. Oregon Ducks, one of the teams to beat this year. A smelly
you're no
fish,
huddle, though?
a smelly fish in some circles.
Lance's pick.
I think they're my pick.
Oh, they're
too.
your pick too? You're jumping on Oregon?
No, I think that's who I picked when I. Turned in
when
our-
you did your 40 and 40,
when I
you did
turned in
Oregon?
40-40, yeah.
Did you do Oregon?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
pretty-
might change.
Pretty sure I did too.
We still got time.
Most bets to win their conference. I'll tell you who that is after LT again tells us about our friends at Michelson.
205-969-8100. If you wear contacts or glasses, you are wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100. When you make that call, make sure you ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She is going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You got zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, so college football. ESPN College Football lets us know the teams that are being bet the most to win their conference. So I don't have the whole list. I just have the teams that are the betting favorites, not the betting favorites, the team that's being bet the most to be conference champions. In the American, it's Navy.
Okay.
Surprise you?
No, not really.
I could have seen Memphis being there, but yeah. All right.
Navy, sneaky college football playoff team, by the way.
Yeah, and it's going to create that situation where we've always discussed they're going to play a conference championship game that could earn their spot in the college football playoff and then have to turn around and play what is now an exhibition game against Army. And the fear is always, what if the quarterback gets hurt? What if the stud running back gets hurt? What if the defensive line? I mean, you're always going to have that fear in that game if you get in that situation. But Navy could legitimately do it this year.
Yeah, I think Navy is going to be favored in 10 or 11 games this year.
Who's their big non-con? Do
Their
they
big
play Notre Dame?
non-conference is Notre Dame.
Yeah,
and,
they're not
and
gonna
so
win
that
that.
could be good or bad. I think if you're Navy, you want that game off the schedule because if you get dominated, if you keep it close, I mean, it's going to look good. But if you get dominated,
But if that's your only loss, if you're 11-1,
Yeah, you don't want to lose 49-7, but if you're 11-1 and you've lost that game by 17,
I will say last year Tulane got blitzed by Ole Miss in the regular season, didn't they? And then had a rematch. Wasn't that a rematch game?
it was.
It was a rematch game. I'm trying to remember what the original
But
score was.
Tulane
I
also
couldn't-
won the conference. So as long as, I mean, it's going to come down to that. They're not going to get in that large. I mean,
no way
they've
in
got to-
large. Just being the G6
Well,
representative.
They've got to win the conference, and then one of these West Coast teams that we've talked about, Boise, UNLV, somebody like that, not pan out, San Diego State, somebody like that. The Tulane, 45-10, real quick, was Ole Miss Tulane.
That's a pretty bad blowout.
No, you're absolutely right.
Boise State, to get that in a rematch in the playoffs, by the way, Boise State easily getting more bets than anybody else in the new Pac-12. UNLV getting more bets than anybody else in the Mountain West. Miami of Ohio in the MAC, Liberty and Conference USA, James Madison in the Sun Belt.
Yeah, I think the Power Four is going to be relatively easy.
Okay, give them to me.
Miami for
Miami,
sure.
far and away.
The most bets in the ACC.
That might be the biggest gap in any conference.
Yeah, Texas Tech's going to be right there too, but I don't.
But it's slowed down some.
Yeah, I don't know if you get the value you get with Texas Tech, but Texas Tech's going to be Big 12.
Texas Tech is the Big 12.
If we're looking at the Big 10, it gets a little more interesting, but I am going to say that Ohio State is going to get the most bets.
Ohio State is getting the most bets in the Big 10 and the SEC.
Texas.
It is Texas. Georgia picked to win it.
Yeah.
Texas bringing in the most bets right now, according to ESPN College Football. Little breaking news. Brooks has given that to us from the back row here. That is happening as we speak. We have USC and Notre Dame back again It's 2030 is when it's going to happen.
Wow, so we got to wait, huh?
But look where it's happening. It's happening on USC's terms. Back in week 1, 2030, week 1, 2031, week 1, 2, or 3, 2032, week 1, 2, or 3 in 2033.
I love this.
So this is all USC's terms
Yep.
right here. USC says, you always said you'd play us anytime, anywhere. Well, because we're in the Big Ten now, we need to play this at the beginning of the season. And we're going to be without it for 4 years, but it'll come back in 2030, and it'll come back on USC's terms.
It was either you or Lance that brought up the idea last week of this being your permanent Sunday before Labor Day game. And I like that idea. If you're going to play it week 1 every year, let's put this Sunday night before Labor Day.
It was. Hey, I mean, I think you guys agreed, but I brought it up. It just makes the most sense.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. And make that be your permanent spot right there. Now, ESPN's probably not going to like that because they would never get to show it. It's going to be NBC or Fox with those affiliations. So that, and ESPN's kind of created. In fact, ESPN's created that spot that Sunday night before Labor Day. Yeah, that's NBC and Fox's chance maybe to take some of the steam out of that game.
Well, you had 2 games there last year, or 3 maybe.
That whole day, yeah.
And it felt like Fox had a big game.
Yeah, but there again, week 1. I mean, how many years if these 2 teams?
That'll be permanent. That'll be permanent now.
What, week 1?
Yeah.
But how many years will that not be the biggest week 1 game? I mean, it will be this year. I mean, wouldn't you say it's bigger than Clemson and LSU? If they were to play this year, I would say so.
Yeah, this year, absolutely.
I mean, that would be the biggest week 1 game this year. And I think in most seasons, that'll be your biggest week 1 game. And
but see, I don't understand why week 0 isn't what that Sunday is. Why we don't have 2 major teams that want to play week 0. And with all due respect to NC State, Virginia,
that's a great game.
It is a great game, but it's not that helmet game.
No.
Why somebody doesn't say, well, we have week 0. Week 0 may not exist next year if we expand the college football playoffs. But I don't understand why we haven't used that week 0 to have a marquee matchup there because nothing else is going on.
So back like we used to do with the Kickoff Classic when it was a standalone. The one that was in East Rutherford, New Jersey. As I remember, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, it was August. It was before everything.
But it was the only game that weekend, right? And then I think Disney got involved, and they did the one out in Anaheim. So you had 2. You would have the one in Anaheim, and then you would have the one in East Rutherford, New Jersey. But you only got 2 games. But that was always a big made-for-TV matchup.
Last year we had South Carolina, Virginia Tech in the day in Atlanta, and then Notre Dame, Miami, a big game.
As it turns out,
Sunday night on ABC.
As it turns out, that was pretty big playoff implications in that one.
Yeah, so that was last year, and I would imagine only moving forward, it's only going to become more crowded on that Sunday because that's the last Sunday before you get the NFL.
As far as kick times go, NBC would have a lot of control over this because keep in mind the home game would be on NBC, and if it's the late Pac-12 game, it also would be on NBC. The only other real option will be on CBS for this game is the 2:30 kick because Fox will not show that early of a game out in L.A.
Yeah.
So really, NBC could determine what day this game is played on by and large.
And by the way, NBC's already in on Sunday this year. We get Wisconsin and Notre Dame on Sunday night, 6:30 prime time, exactly opposite of Louisville Ole Miss, 6:30 on ABC. So they'll be going head-to-head this year, ABC and NBC, and they get a lead-in game. Wisconsin and Notre Dame. The lead-in game on NBC kicks off at 3 o'clock, and that's Washington State at Washington, the Apple Cup.
So wait, and I guess I have not looked at this. So the Sunday before Labor Day, we've got Apple Cup and Wisconsin Notre Dame back-to-back.
On NBC.
And then Louisville Ole Miss on another. That's a good day of football.
ABC in Nashville.
Yeah. A good day of football.
Yeah.
But the first day is the 29th.
Yeah, but this is the week 1.
Yeah. 29th week 0.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's a good Sunday, though. I like that.
So a little developing news there. Show being brought to you in part by our friends at Hemp Hill Services LT.
Yeah, make that call today. Never ideal if something goes out, home or business. If you're having a plumbing issue, you're having a cooling issue, our friends Adam, Chad, Andrew, they can take care of it. 205-229-2090. Hard to stop a train. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for any and all of these issues. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Okay, occasionally almost once a show, I come across something in doing my show prep that surprises me. And sometimes it even involves Alabama. Most NFL rushing touchdowns by college. Now, these are touchdowns in the NFL in games by college. I would have never thought Alabama would have been in the conversation. Here.
Number one for sure last year, I bet.
This,
With Gibbs and Henry?
I think this is all time.
Well, if it's all time, I would look at.
I would say 2025. Alabama was number one.
Yeah, if it's all time, why you confirm that?
It's in the Super Bowl era.
In the Super Bowl era, I think I'll go USC here with Marcus Allen, O.J. Simpson. I mean, Charles White had a lot, right? USC.
Ricky Bell.
USC is fifth with 439.
Okay.
Notre Dame's got to be up there.
Notre
Jerome
Dame
Bettis
is eighth with
Ricky
410.
Waters.
Ricky Waters, Jerome Bettis. I immediately thought of Emmitt Smith in Florida, but I'm trying to think of another Florida running back that would have.
Seventh, Florida, 419.
Fred Taylor.
The guy that played for Jacksonville. Sean Alexander held the record.
Oh, yeah.
For, which was broken the next year by LT, but he held the record with, I think, 27.
Alabama's going to be number one
on
here.
Alabama's number two.
Derrick Henry, Sean Alexander,
with
primarily.
629. Give me NFL touchdowns. Who else? It's in the Super Bowl era. Who else is scoring all these touchdowns? I knew Derrick Henry and I knew Sean Alexander, but to get to 629, it's more than two guys.
I mean, Gibbs is your touchdown machine right now.
Yeah, and does he count with Alabama? I guess.
Because he finished there, sure.
Yeah.
I would imagine Bobby Humphrey had a few in his.
No, he did.
He was the
Bobby
AFC
with
champion.
the Dolphins and with the Broncos.
Tony Nathan, that was the Super Bowl era, correct?
Mm-hmm. Mark Ingram had a good handful for a decade.
When you start counting, and then you got just your one-off players that a random, just a guy that came to mind, Glenn Coffey, who played a little bit with the 49ers. He threw some in.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys from the
Kenyon Drake
that had some moderate success in the NFL.
Brian Robinson has scored some
Eddie
touchdowns.
Lacy
Eddie
is another
Lacy
one.
with the Packers. Kenyon Drake with my Dolphins, as Lance said.
I can't think of who would be number one. I would have thought Alabama would run
Oklahoma.
Daniel says Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is fourth, 449.
DeMarco Murray, Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Billy
Sims.
Has anyone brought up Texas yet?
Texas is ninth at 405. So we're missing 1, 3.
USC? Anybody say USC?
I said USC.
Okay.
6, 7, and 10.
Miami. It's got to be Miami.
Miami is number one.
Just thought about that.
640.
Edgerrin James.
James, Melvin Bratton.
Alonzo
Highsmith.
Yeah, but I mean, Edgerrin James is the one that
the big one was against Frank
Willis McGahee, Frank Gore.
Yeah, Frank Gore played forever.
Yeah, that's a lot of guys.
Yeah, but I still would have thought Alabama would be in front. How close is it?
640 to 629.
Yeah.
And then a big drop to number 3, Georgia at 517.
By the way, Alabama will overtake this year.
You think Derrick Henry and Jahmyr Gibbs have that kind of year?
Yeah.
Oklahoma's fourth at 449. USC fifth, 439. Ohio State sixth at 433. Florida seventh, 419. Notre Dame eighth, 410. Texas ninth, 405. And Tennessee 10th at 385. That from BetMGM. In the Super Bowl era.
That's pretty remarkable. I mean,
not
but once we started counting out Alabama running backs, though, I'm like, man, they have had a lot of guys in the league, especially in the Saban era. But, when you start thinking about it, Miami does make sense. And, man, most of those Miami guys were from, you said this was Super Bowl era, most of those Miami guys were from like 84 on.
Yeah. Texas will make a run with Bijan, though.
Yeah.
That's a big run, though, Lance, with one guy.
They're going to have to hurry.
640 to where's Texas down there. But to your point, he'll contribute a lot.
Yeah, and I mean, you got two guys that'll play in the NFL starting for them this year, and Raleek Brown and Hollywood Smothers.
Yeah.
Emmett was 164. I was going to see, when you look at that list, I just wonder, Emmitt Smith and Fred Taylor. Now, I don't know how many Fred had because my iPad's taking forever here.
But he had a lot against your Dolphins in one game.
He did. What do you mean, 62-7 in the playoffs? That game? 164 out of Emmett just by himself, and they had 440, right? So that's impressive, man. I until I started counting, I would not have thought Alabama had been that high.
Yeah, when I saw that graphic, I was like, wow, Alabama's second? And then when we do it out loud, it makes sense. But that was surprising to me. I probably would have gone USC, top of my head. That would have been my first guess.
A lot of good running backs played at USC in the NFL.
Yeah. Trash in the next segment. One more thing to get to in this segment, being brought to you by our friends at Odie's. Tell us about Odie's.
Odie's Tavern, a great place to pick up lunch or dinner. Live music every Friday and Saturday. Trivia on Wednesday night. Always something going on at Odie's Tavern. The original location in Crestline, newer location in Edgewood. Stop in, enjoy the ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Those Odie's famous cup cocktails, the biggest out there. Stop in, see Will Haver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution. It's Odie's Tavern.
We worry a little bit about, team jumping. We talked about that earlier with Jadeveon Clowney. How many? 9 NFL teams?
This will be 7 different, but it'll be 8 total moves.
8 total moves. 8 total moves for a guy in the NFL is going to be less than A.J. Storr has had in his basketball career. A.J. Storr, who just got allowed to be a 5th year by the court ruling last week, so he's going to sign with some college. He played at 4 different high schools, all 4 years of his high school years. Then he played at St. John's his first year in college, Wisconsin his second year in college, Kansas his third year in college, Ole Miss his 4th year of college, and he'll play somewhere else this year. So since his freshman year in high school to his 5th year in college, it'll be 9 different teams every year.
Good luck on getting him to settle down and get married, right? Like that guy doesn't like anything to grow underneath him. I mean, that's pretty insane. Like, how many contacts do you think he has in his phone?
Yeah, just from like coaches he's played for and all of that. Yeah,
I mean, it could be a lot, or it could be none. He could have no friends.
I mean,
he's not around long enough.
Back to the Idaho murder thing. I mean, Forrester, did you think that was amazing? You know how many contacts? This dude is 28, 29 years old, the guy that got convicted of the murders. How many contacts do you think he had in his phone?
Well, I don't know how many I've got in my phone, so I don't know what a number is. Let me see.
I mean, I'm sure you've got thousands.
It's a lot more than this guy.
I mean, sadly for me, mine is.
I'll tell you
I've got 1,854 contacts in my phone. 1,854 contacts.
Now 1854?
1854. Now, here's a weird thing in my phone.
I've got 1,488.
Okay, here's a weird thing in my phone.
Where do you find it at the end?
No, here.
Oh, here it is, 1650.
Yeah. I've got dead people still in my contacts.
Oh, I do too.
I do too. I don't know how to. I know how to delete them.
Yeah,
I don't know if you should spiritually delete them.
It just feels weird, doesn't it? Like
my Mama Ann is still in my phone. I'll never
well, that's family though. That's
like
family.
Obviously my dad. I'm not going to delete that.
No, you should never.
No, I keep them, and then if I ever get a call from one of them one night, then I'll probably delete it, or at least block it.
Yeah, but like somebody had my phone the other day. I had my contacts open. I was looking for something. They said, wait a minute. Who is your top contact? So who's the top contact? The very first one in all my contacts.
Well, it would be Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron, right? And they were like, he's dead, I was like, I'm well aware he's dead. He said, why didn't you delete it? And I was like, that's not my first gut reaction. Oh, my God, Hank Aaron's died. Let me go delete his contact on my phone. And then once you have it done, why delete it?
Yeah, I would put over-under on here. I probably have 15, 20 dead people.
Oh, I've got 1,800 contacts. I bet 200 of them are dead.
200?
So, well, keep in mind, a lot of my contacts.
That seems like.
I'll count. But a lot of my contacts are like sports people, and sports people die.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's 100, 150.
Instead of doing TikTok tonight, can't count your dead people.
I will.
My buddy John Adamson's first, alphabetically, he's my first contact. John Adamson was the lead singer. If you went to Auburn at a certain period of time, the lead singer for a traveling college band called 4 a.m. They did college tours back in the 90s.
And you're friends now, or you had his...
Oh, yeah, we've been friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Jim and Ryan both sort theirs by last name.
I do.
What about you?
Well, Lance has a weird way of saving names in his phone.
Mine's normally first.
I've got a couple like that.
Well, Lance has weird name saves, though. Like, he doesn't necessarily just
here's
say first name.
Akash Boxing, Abby Taco Mama, Josh Alabama.
Taco Mama's not her last name.
Coke.
I mean, if I don't know
Alley
their last
Insurance.
name, I always put in how I know them.
Well, you've got a line for that.
That's what you got to do.
No, but there's a line for that.
That's where the last
like
name
their
goes.
occupation?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I might not remember who my Hibbett contact is. Now, if I put in Hibbett, then it's going to pop Amanda Hibbett.
Yeah, Amanda Hibbett. She owns the company?
Here's my problem is I've got one that is called Air Chris, which I'm sure at one point was my air conditioning guy, Chris. And I've got one that's air conditioning. And I've got one that's Alabama Source, And then I got another one that's Alabama source.
Yeah,
and I don't
that's the
have a
problem.
name for either one of those.
I know. Oh.
So I don't know who my Alabama source is.
Call all of them and see who makes it to your house first.
When I
That's
Alabama
truly an
source.
anonymous source, then, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is an anonymous even to Jim. Jim, who told you that?
So
really don't know.
We've got a combination of 5,000 contacts right here.
Yeah.
The dude that got convicted of the Idaho murders had 18 in his phone, and he was 28 years old.
18 contacts is all he's got. That's alarming in and of itself.
It really is.
Oh,
Tell me you're a serial killer without telling me you're a serial killer.
He's only got 18 contacts.
I'm through the C's, and I've only got like 6 or 7 that I think people would actually answer the phone if I called them.
Yeah, that is the thing.
Why do I have these numbers? They won't answer if I call
there's
them.
a lot that I don't even know.
Well, my first one.
I've even got 105.
You've got 105 contacts?
Yeah, that's more than I thought I would have.
So we take
Okay.
you off the
I'm
likely
off the serial
serial killer
killer
list.
Yeah, 50 plus, you're okay.
497 here.
You've only got 497 contacts?
I've got 584, and that's only because literally in the last month, my wife was like, "You have too many contacts. I'm going to start deleting people that you don't talk to anymore."
Wow.
I delete people all the time.
The little red dot next to their name means they're blocked, right? I don't know why I've got blocked people on here, but I do.
Start reading out names.
I don't have anybody in my contacts.
Look at
that are
this name,
blocked.
the first one that's blocked.
I always thought the red thing next to it meant it was a medical contact.
You think somebody else blocked that?
I bet I know why that's blocked.
Oh, wow.
That is also not the last name, right?
No, that is not the last name.
I mean, the chance if I called former Auburn running back Heath Evans right now, do you think he even knows who's calling him at that
Nope.
point? Does
Nope.
he have my name in
No,
there?
he does not.
I
could
assume
have
I had it
changed his
because I had to
number.
book him one time when you were off or
Yeah,
something.
probably.
That's where a lot of these are in my phone because I have to book when Brownie's gone.
I'm not so sure that the red mark is for blocking.
Oh, it is in the case of the one Lance showed me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not blocked, but muted. Like I don't.
No, it's the
It's a block
it's-
contact. It's the
it's
red
a
circle.
with the little
the Ghostbuster symbol.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I see the in case of emergency also has, a little
Yeah.
red symbol for that.
Mine that I find when I start scrolling through is I've had some friends over the years that have changed phone numbers multiple times, so they have duplicate names in there.
Well,
I've
yeah.
had 5 different numbers for them in the last 15 years.
Well, at the very top, mine says I've got 8 duplicates found, which is not too bad for me. Normally, I have a lot of duplicates, so I guess you can merge them.
Well, I don't know what phone number works. At
No,
that
I know
point
it's
then.
true. That's the problem. Is when you start, you got 3 different phone numbers and they're 3 different area codes. You're like, I got no clue which one even works.
I would have never thought about the psychology of that, though. Like that is very much loner mentality. If you've got less than 18 contacts in your phone.
Oh, you should have seen his search history.
No, I don't want to see that.
I'm good on that.
Hard pass. Jim, who you got?
More likely to answer, and this is a true joke. Okay, I mean a true statement. Me calling the next round hotline and anybody seeing it ring
right
during the show.
I think that number's changed.
Or me calling the Jocks hotline. Most likely the answer because my name has to pop up over there.
I don't know if people still have caller ID, do they?
Oh,
we do up here.
We do up here.
Yeah, and we do it. We did at the old station too.
That's how we knew about the guy that stole our content. Kept calling us over and over again, trying to.
I wonder if you call the Jocks hotline if it would answer right now.
Well, I mean, right now it'd be Conrad. He may answer.
Put it on speaker.
No, I don't.
No,
want to
do it. See if they'll answer. I'll do it. I got it saved.
No, it hurt my feelings if Conrad didn't answer. It's better thinking he likes me than if he didn't answer.
You could try the next round hotline. See
No,
if I'll answer.
I can
I'm
see
just
you.
saying, but you're busy. I just don't think you're looking over. We don't do phone calls really.
Does it ring out loud though?
No.
It could if he decided to turn the ringer on.
You know what? I think
that would probably help.
I think I deleted the Jocks hotline. But I remember it off the top of my head.
Man, you have dead people in your
I
contacts.
know. I know.
Hey, is it,
But I remember him saying radio's
randomly
dead.
917-1906?
No.
If it hasn't changed, I actually still have it.
No,
saved
I've
from
got it.
college
I've
from
got-
when I
I've got
used
it
to
off
call
the-
your guy's show.
Here, I can do it off the top of my head.
Let's don't give it out.
I'm not going to give it out. I'll call it right now, though, Tim.
I mean, I didn't think I'd get it
Are
right.
we doing this?
Sure,
No,
why
we're
not?
not calling him.
Oh, yeah, we are.
No, don't call Conrad. And you're putting him live on the air?
No. Just see if he answers. Not on top of it. What's Haney doing over there? Nobody answer the hotline.
Oh, he's on top of it. He's just not, why am I going to answer Ryan Brown's call? He said we were dead.
Yep. See.
And they're
coming back.
Yep. What if that had been, when Kalen DeBoer just out riding around listening, wanted to call in?
Yeah. Well, they've got your number, Brown. You called the hotline before, so it's saved. You worked there 17 years.
You're going to look back and like, what was Brownie calling the hotline?
Yeah. They'll call you back in the commercial.
And they should know this is a live. Isn't he live right now?
Yeah.
Butt dial.
Yeah. Did Brown get fired? Is he hurt? we're still Brown's emergency contact?
No, but if you randomly call somebody out of the blue that you haven't talked to in years, you assume it's a butt dial, right?
Yes. And I've had some random butt dials too. And I'm like, why was my number, how do you get to my number to butt dial it? That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I forget which one. There was somebody that, I forget, there was a name that sounded like one of my friends' names. And when I'd be riding down the road, I'd say Bluetooth call so-and-so. And it would almost start to call. It was either T-Bob Abear. No, it wouldn't be T-Bob. It may have been Jacob Hester.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to start slamming at the screen
I hate it when
to end the call.
Yes.
End the call.
I hate it when it does that. When you say a name and it starts calling a different name.
And
No.
And it calls it quick. And I'm like, no.
The butt dial voicemail is the worst, though, when it's just like, you ever get
Oh,
one of those
yeah,
where it's like 2 minutes of just like.
Yeah,
Do you listen to all of it or no?
Well, the funny thing now is the
didn't
AI
answer.
on iPhones will try to give you a transcript of it, which is even funnier.
Yeah.
No, I love the transcript.
Lance says you immediately have to delete.
Well, I was at, this is a true story, way back in the day, I was at Pink Pony, strip club over in, I'm not a strip club guy, but I guess
You were
somebody
that day.
Yeah, I mean,
roll.
this is probably because I went to the voicemail at Jocks. Thank God it was probably 25 years ago. But I guess somebody sat in my lap and it dialed, and it was just a
Somebody.
So I get back to work on Monday and I'm checking my messages.
Hello, this is little LT.
There's like a 2-minute conversation in the Pink Pony
On your work phone.
Yeah, thank God it was my work.
It could have been any other phone.
Yeah.
Conversation. Was it very understandable? Could you make out the words?
You could decipher a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. I sort of want to hear that now.
Somebody said
all of a sudden that's more interesting than Conrad.
What kind of car was she named after?
I don't even remember.
What song was playing?
Yeah. Pour some sugar on
What's
me.
love?
Jeff Leppard for sure.
What's love got to do with it? Second most famous strip club
What
song.
kind of car was she named after?
Well, now it's just Pink Pony Club.
Yeah. She was named RAV4. All right. When we come back, we'll get to trash the show today, being brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness. You can jumpstart your weight loss very easy today by checking it with Leslie's website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. Way to Wellness is your journey to healthy living. They have injection therapy. They've got meal replacements. They've got these protein bars to help you prevent bad snacking. I use those all the time. Had one for breakfast today and one mid-show here. And I may have another one mid-afternoon to get me to dinner without, wolfing down chips or Snickers or anything else that's not as healthy for me. Way to Wellness, no contracts, no sign-up fees, and the first consultation is free. Go check them out, aplanforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
When a motorcycle accident turns your world upside down, who's going to look out for your family while you're healing? Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys is here for you, fighting for injured riders and getting families the compensation they deserve. The consultation is free. They don't get paid until you do. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law. Don't wait. Call 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical office, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
The person you had to contact for your phone line setup.
Could have been.
From that show.
Yeah, I mean, it could. Yeah, it's true.
Trash in just a second. Don't forget you can. What?
It's got the old red circle by it, so it must have been a bad phone line.
Our friends at Talladega getting ready for the Yellowwood 500. It's a playoff race. It's coming to the world's fastest speedway, and you can get tickets right now. It's race weekend. That's coming up October the 25th, Sunday, October 25th. You can buy your tickets right now by going to TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com, or go 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget to enhance your race weekend by using those garage experience passes. You can buy those. It's the most immersive garage experience in all of NASCAR. It's all right there. Truck race on Friday, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race on Saturday, and then the playoff cup race, the Yellowwood 500 on Sunday. Get your tickets right now, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Our buddy Jeff Collins, former Georgia Tech and Temple head coach, worked with Saban in Tuscaloosa, friend of the show, is out rolling around. On Friday, he was at NC State. Dave Doran and other coaches he's got to hang out with, watching practices, and check out the hat he had on. Yep, that's a next round hat.
How about that?
I mean,
good color
is
scheme.
A big. I know he reached out to you guys, but he sent me that he's. I forgot the number. Let me pull this.
No, I got it right here too. Yeah,
like 28 camps or something.
Yeah, I like that he found our hat that's got the NC State color scheme. He's like, I'm going to go next round hat.
Yeah, hopefully he's trying to match it up.
Yeah.
I asked him, can I use the pictures? And he said, absolutely, man. And I'm having a blast out here. And why I can't find.
He told me 20 plus camps during preseason.
Yeah, I saw a tweet he sent just showing behind the steering wheel as he's just driving up through, at that point, ACC country. I think he was headed to Virginia that day.
Yeah, he said almost every SEC, ACC, AA school in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, NC, Virginia and South Carolina will do Big Ten, Notre Dame in the Midwest, and then going West Coast from Seattle down to LA.
Wow.
Yeah.
How fun would that
sounds
be?
like a fun trip to me, yeah.
He's going to be in the area, I think, pretty soon here, like maybe within the next week or so. I think I'm in New York when he's here, but maybe he'll stop by.
Yeah, I'd love to get him up here. I love Coach Collins, and glad he's out doing that. I mean, he's seeing guys that he worked with for years or knew for years. And I'm like, Lance, it sounds like a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, just to go to all those campuses and see those towns.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to trash, there was one other thing I wanted to get to today. Wonder what it was.
I'm sure it was big.
Yeah. Not that big. We got lost in translation with all the conversation about our phones and stuff. I remember now. You guys will find this interesting. LT was thinking about maybe losing theaters again, where we stopped going to theaters. It's having such a good year. There's actually things that are making a comeback right now with the new generations. Gen Z, a little older than the newest generation, but Gen Z is falling in love with film cameras, actually taking old photo pictures and getting them developed. That's becoming a cooler in thing to do now.
Okay.
And wired headphones. Apparently, like me, people are tired of picking up your headphones and they're not charged. And they miss the old wired days of wired headphones like we use here on the show.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the sporting event I was watching, and they showed a player walking in. I guess it was a major league game. And he was wearing wired headphones. And I'm like, man, that looked kind of weird. You'd think an MLB player would have AirPods. But I guess if they're making a comeback, if people are just tired of the AirPods not being charged.
Yep. Board games making a comeback.
Yeah.
And this one, maybe this is why I brought it up. From Mindset, paper books over screens coming back. And that's for Lance now that he's a reader. And I thought of you. I saw that picture, a guy reading a book, and I was like, oh, look at Lance.
I just finished book 8 for the year.
Yeah, pretty much anything that you can get physically instead of digitally, Gen Z is gravitating towards that.
Well, you told me old TVs, right?
Yeah, old TVs, especially old TVs, old game systems.
You got to get that on Marketplace.
PlayStation's announced that they're going to be getting rid of the disc drives in all their future systems.
I've got
trying to hold on to physical media as much as possible.
I've got 2 old TVs they can have in my garage.
If they'll come get them.
If they just come get us.
I actually saw a comment on Friday's live stream, LT, that somebody is interested in buying your CRT.
Why didn't you give me the information?
Because I just now remembered it.
Okay.
You can go back and find it.
That gets us to Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hit it.
Do you feel like you're in deep shit? On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends from Bud Light. We start first with Scooter. He's a 3-year-old beagle, and her sister Jada were taken to Animal Emergency Services around 8 p.m. on Monday after their owners came across a, quote, suspiciously empty bag of sweets. Now, after arriving at the vet, Scooter was presumed to be the main culprit after her weight was checked and she came in heavier than usual. However, the vets were unsure if Jada also dug into the sweets. Medical exam of both dogs took place. They then gave Scooter and Jada medication to make them vomit. The veterinary nurse manager said the primary concern for the pair was the amount of sugars and artificial sweeteners. This xylitol, yeah, can be very toxic to dogs, causing seizures and affecting the liver. They say luckily these were the National Confectionery Company snakes, which don't contain that ingredient, but the amount of natural sugar they would have consumed would still upset them. Now, after the medication was given, it was clear that Scooter was the culprit after she brought up almost 2.4 pounds of jelly snakes.
Oh, wow.
Poor sister Jada had only eaten a single jelly snake. So I bet Scooter is more like Chili.
Yep.
She's going to hog it, and then Bullet's only going to get like a little bit.
Bullet gets the scraps.
Yeah, that's awful right there.
Yeah, that's pretty bad there. You know, little Charlie, my dog, family dog there, 5 pounds soaking wet. That dog has eaten multiple times, everything dogs are not supposed to eat that could kill them. Doesn't even phase him.
What about mushrooms? Can dogs eat mushrooms?
Are you talking about the psychedelic or
No, not
the ones that are growing in the yard?
The ones that we're on a walk because of the rain and the humidity and stuff. We've had a couple of patches on our walk where mushrooms have popped up, and little Angus who just turned 6 over the weekend, by the way, loves to go over there because he's a digger, and he really knocks the top part off, but he likes digging down to the part that's underground. And loves to eat that. Like, he'll knock off the top part with his nose.
So mushroom roots, basically.
He'll dig down in there and eat the roots part.
So Google says, and this is from the American Kennel Club, dogs can safely eat plain store-bought mushrooms, but they must never eat wild mushrooms or seasoned varieties.
Yeah.
Safe options include plain white button, portobello, and cremini.
Sounds like a bad idea then, Jimmy.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
If they're thoroughly cooked without butter, oil, salt, garlic, or onions.
Okay, but just in the wild, I should not let them munch on them.
No, have you?
No, I haven't, but it seems like he really enjoys doing it. So I always thought,
Well, my bulldog enjoyed eating drywall, but that wasn't good for her either.
I just assumed that it was sort of built into their DNA to know what to eat and not eat.
No, that's why dogs all the time get a hold of antifreeze and bad news. When you're going through the stressful process of buying a house, you just can't rely on a listing. You need to go ahead and see the home for yourself, especially if it's an older building that has had a few owners. The listings won't mention all the issues, and you may end up with an unexpected bill. Now, over in Colorado, a Zillow listing has gone viral after prospective buyers aren't actually able to see the house, and they will have to, quote, remove the current tenant once the sale goes through. Now, the listing, which was posted on X by Zillow Gone Wild, is for a 3-bedroom house worth over $215,000 in Colorado. Quote, this property is being sold, occupied / sight unseen, no access, all caps, do not disturb the occupants, it says, noting that the listing agent has no access and cannot speak to the state of the property. Then it goes, all caps, no showings and no property access for inspections or otherwise, no trespassing. Buyer will be responsible for obtaining possession of the property upon closing.
So I've got to buy it and then go evict them?
Well, I mean, that is, you want to talk about dodging an uncomfortable situation. You're not going to evict somebody, you're just going to sell the property?
Now, reports have noted the house actually belongs to Tori Meechan's husband, James, with her calling the listing, quote, unreal. She went on and told 9 News, quote, it's going to be pretty difficult. I'm not leaving willingly. I'm staying. They can come on in, but I'm not leaving. Now, her husband was killed in a car crash. He's been living alone since then and fighting to maintain ownership. She told 9 News she hopes to be evicted so that she can get a jury trial over the ownership of the home. Loan on the house defaulted way back in 2010.
Yeah. Not sure she wants that jury trial, but
deed belongs to the Deutsche Bank, by the way.
Yeah. So the bank owns the home.
Yeah.
She's claiming she owns the home.
Don't think she's going to win this one.
Yeah. Generally, I think the bank's going to have the records they need on that one, right?
Yeah.
You haven't made a payment since November. Kind of our house now.
eBay has agreed to a $56 million settlement with bloggers who were sent insects, bloody pig mask, and other items after criticizing the platform. I saw this documentary. Scott, I don't know if you've seen it, but I think we talked about this on the show at some point. But back in 2019, David and Ina Steiner sued eBay and members of the staff, claims of harassment against them. Steiners ran the website and the newsletter E-Commerce Bites, where they had been critical of the online marketplace. The 7-year-long lawsuit saw 7 eBay executives plead guilty to different charges, with the platform also being hit with criminal charges by the Department of Justice and paying a fine of $3 million. On July 28th, the couple announced they had reached a settlement with eBay over the harassment charges, with the Steiners being paid $56 million by the platform.
Wow.
$56 million.
$56 million. Upon the settlement being agreed, eBay admitted the situation, quote, never should have happened. I wonder how much this documentary really accelerated everything on this settlement, because it is pretty fascinating. I mean, and it was all the high-ups that I put this in play. I mean, they were literally harassed.
So but they were harassed for doing online reviews, killing Netflix content, basically. Yep. I'm surprised people go to the trouble of doing online reviews.
Content.
Or eBay, I'm sorry. eBay, not Netflix. Excuse me, Netflix. I'm surprised. Have you guys ever done an online review?
No.
I've done a few.
One time? Oh, you had to be pissed. Have you?
Movies and such.
Tyler's out of the theater reaction.
Yeah.
But
One
as
time
far as
it
like
was a local
reviewing
place.
something on Amazon,
Yeah.
no, never.
It was a local place. I won't name the name, and they closed oddly at 3 p.m. and reopened like at 5.
Okay.
And I was there at 2:50, and
they asked you to leave.
They wouldn't let me sit down and eat, and I said, I mean, I understand you're closing at 3. You don't want to cook anything else. I was like, I want to sit down. I'd already sat down and started eating.
Oh, and they made you get up.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
That's insane.
2:55. I sat down with
And you're already eating, and they come to you and they're like, "Sir, you cannot eat here."
Yeah, we'll close at 3. Can I get you a to-go box or something? And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then they started cleaning around me, spraying the spray.
I remember this part of the story.
Yeah. And it was pouring down rain
I
outside.
didn't know that place closed at 3 and opened back at 5.
I don't know if they still do. They did then.
Yeah.
It may have been 2 and opened back up at 4 or something like that. And I remember I told you guys I stood outside their window and stared in their window and finished eating my meal, holding it, staring at them while they were cleaning with it pouring down rain.
You know what
You showed them.
Look at that wet idiot out there.
Finally, a towering centaur robot designed to enter disaster zones has gone viral, but its demonic appearance and ability to wield a chainsaw have people questioning whether they actually want it.
No.
Now, California robotics company Satras is developing 3 halves, a 7-foot robot, humanoid upper body, 4-leg chassis, glowing eyes, and a goat-like head covered in horns. Now, the machine is built for dangerous environments where sending a human would be too risky, including wildfires, rubble searches, toxic areas, and confined spaces. However, when photos of 3 halves circulated on X, its intimidating design and chainsaw attachment left the internet fearing a robot uprising more than celebrating the potential rescue applications. I don't know if you've ever seen, I think it's called Eraserhead or Metalhead, the Black Mirror episode.
I think that one's Metalhead. Eraserhead's the David Lynch
Lynch movie, yeah. Metalhead. But I saw some of these robotics over the weekend where the ability to climb mountains, and I'm telling you where we're going with this.
What if it was wearing a Stafford jersey?
I'd be different. Let's
It's a
paint
ram.
it. Let's
it does
get
have
the,
a little bit of a ram look to
blue
it.
and yellow.
Let's get it the
I just the goat head is why it puts it over. I mean, like if it didn't have a goat head, it'd still be kind of weird. But you're just trying to make it look demonic.
But
with
if
a
you
goat head.
bought that and it was painted blue and yellow, had it painted blue and yellow, and they lost the first week and Stafford got hurt, you would just assume you were possessed.
Yeah,
burn
it's
it.
gone.
Burn it.
I'll tell you, we got Maddie some of these couple of rings in New Orleans. Now one just got resized, but since she put that ring on, been bad luck.
Oh, it's in New Orleans, man. I mean, that voodoo down there in the corner.
Yep. And the guy that sold it to us told us it was a voodoo ring, but he just called it that. But it's in the shape of a snake.
It was a voodoo ring.
No, but I mean, it was
Paid money?
like he just said that they're called voodoo rings, but there's no voodoo attached.
Yeah,
to
don't read anything into that.
It's not like it's shaped like a snake.
We just
It
call
is.
it a cursed ring.
Yes.
It has no curses
That's right.
attached to
But
it.
Brown, you don't believe in this stuff, do you?
I mean, I do believe the devil's got a foothold, man. So there's some devil in there. There's some devil in the world. I'm not saying in that ring. I'm just saying
all
there's
of the issues with Chili occurred since buying the ring.
Oh, God, no.
Way before we knew Chili. Issues were taking
the
place.
engine blew up.
Oh
after the ring.
yeah. A lot of damage to the car. A couple of other weird things. But I told her, let's just push through. Let's see one more bad incident, and then we'll
May I ask, is there a large amount invested in this ring?
No.
So it's a very cheap.
Yeah.
If you just
Yeah.
toss it, you've lost nothing.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think I'd wait for the one more. Let's just see
one more might be the last one.
costume jewelry.
The devil might have just been in
$200.
the devil might have been warming up the bullpen. That next one could be his first pitch. I mean,
I sent a rowboat.
that's right.
That is Trash Today. Brought to you by our friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And final hour always brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com. Hope you guys are looking forward to football season as much as we are. You can get great tailgating food there at Champy's, but it's a destination lunch location where you can get by there and enjoy the wonderful fried chicken that is brined overnight and cooked to order, juicy to the bone, and all the great stuff they have at Champy's Chicken. Go by and say hi to Sterling and the guys. All right, that's our show today. Don't forget the next reel, a Brown watch party of Jurassic Park, his reaction, and the guys talking through the movie. That scene you see right there is available now. The next reel on our platform. Go check it out. And the OG kickoff and so much more. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.